Hello and welcome to the next episode of Allra's Hope. Thank you very much for coming back, for coming in for the first time, or just for being here. We hope you enjoy. We're just going to get right back into it because we don't have sponsors. So, here we go. Our party.
Sponsored by Mercy's mom.
My mom?
Yep.
I wish.
Our party, having successfully saved Mirabelle from Prism's flame, unfortunately still suffered a serious defeat. You lost your rod piece, and after meeting another strange individual that night, lost an additional rod piece. Suffering a near TPK, you were forced to retreat. However, the retreat was futile as the company was able to catch up to you and demand the rod piece from you. Using quick wit and through some lucky rolls, they were able to successfully con you, Atreus, out of the rod piece by minor illusioning some money. After obtaining the rod piece, they all vanished. The next morning, you were all invited to Ponderosa's brother's house, or should we say skyscraper penthouse apartment, as he apparently has a very cushiony job in the government, and it pays well. You all met his husband, Allra, and you all discussed what on earth are you going to do next. And it was discussed that Allra had somebody that he thought you all should meet, as he believes would make a great addition to your team. You all went down to City Center to where the fighting pits are, and you met Golag, an individual with clear and strong fighting prowess. And after initial introductions, it was decided that you all would decide to go get a drink to continue meeting each other. And that is where we left off.
Oh, yeah.
Are we at the bar now, or...?
Yeah, we could say we're at the bar. We can do like that cut from you guys all walking off from the fighting pits to now all, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, for all 6 of you.
Yeah, 6.
All 6 of you are
Yeah,
kind of all
and
crammed into like one of those booths. So it's like
Like
3
a
on one
corner
side,
booth?
3 on the other. Yeah.
I'll be right in the middle.
I'll definitely be on the outside.
Well, just on the
I'm
side of
sitting next
Golog,
to
just like...
Fenrir.
I have one arm around each of, I forget names, Cypress and Allra.
Yeah, you'll be with Cypress and Allra on one side, and the 3 of you will be on the other side. And Fenrir is underneath the table, just kind of taking a little nap. So a waitress comes over and she goes,
Be there.
"All right, well, anything for the table?"
Oh yeah, I'll take a big mug of liquid with alcohol in it.
Right. Okay. And for you all?
Ale.
I'm hungry. What do you got to eat?
Something strong, please.
Something strong on it. And we
It's
have
on Cypress, so get whatever you like.
She nods and she heads off to fetch drinks. And Allra and Cypress, who are like under your arm, Golag, are just like, "So yes, this is Golag. Well, how did we meet you again, Golag?" And Allra kind of like perks up and goes, "Oh, come on, Cypress, you know how we've met. Golag's the one who introduced us to each other."
How could you forget that? That's horrible of you.
And
I've known
Cypress
you for years.
Cypress kind of like turns a little red, and he's like, "Right, sorry, I'm just a little."
Didn't even know about your sister that was apparently dead.
I thought she was.
I wasn't dead.
She's not. I thought she was. She's not.
bitter. She's bitter.
Very much not dead.
This feels awkward, and he's just gonna kind of look down.
Ponderosa goes, extremely. And she just looks over, and she's kind of scanning around the crowd, just like watching people.
You see people come in and out. It's about like 6:30 now in the evening, so like dinner is just starting to get into full swing. You've got patrons starting to fill tables, busy bartenders and waiters. There's a couple people arm wrestling, kind of in some of the tables in the middle. Just a lot of chatter, a lot of banter.
She mentally is like, this feels very familiar.
Should we get something to eat? It'd be nice. Have you guys got
Yeah,
an
I agree.
appetite for anything?
I'm not. I could eat anything.
All right.
Get
Well,
this
maybe
unfathomable rage out of my body.
we just get something nice and big we can share.
Grab the chair.
Sounds good.
The waitress comes back with the
Sam, just go grab the
drinks,
chair.
and she sets them on the table. She hands you Golog just this very big ale, just filled with a hearty brown like liquid, and she passes off a few more like smaller sized drinks to the rest of the group, and she goes, "Alright, well, can I take your order?"
Thanks, darling. I think we just like a big plate of maybe one of everything, and we can share.
One of everything. Okay. Anything
blow in.
else, or will that be all?
What do you say, Cypress? Anything else, mate?
Oh, one of everything. It sounds good, Golog. Yeah, I've got an appetite for sure. Yeah, and Allra just kind of looks at his husband. He's just like,
Oh, elbow nudge.
yeah, he's giving him the eyes of, you need to calm the fuck down. But so the waitress kind of just nods and she walks off. Allra continues talking. He goes, "So, what exactly is the plan? I understand everything that happened last night. I understand the reason you all came into this city. But what now? What are you all going to do now?"
Well, after my little dip, I learned of one location of another rod. So,
So you all are going to continue searching for these rod pieces, and Cypress actually kind of like looks up at you, Ponderosa, and is like trying to speak with you with his eyes, just like, "Wait, seriously? Are you thinking about leaving again?" But like he's just staring at you like this.
She kind of glances over at him and she's like messing with her father's ring just absent-mindedly before like looking away. She just is, it's her turn to brood. She has zero answers for anyone today.
unless you'd rather have them resurrect whatever it is the hell they're trying to do and bring gods know what here, I don't see
Well-
anyone else doing anything.
Sounds like we've got a group of bad guys. But I'm afraid
That's
I'm
very
going to
cool.
need
Like,
at
you don't
least
know what's
I'm going to
going
need
on.
at least a brief introduction to what the hell's going on. If I'm to help you,
Alright, long story short, evil cult trying to bring back a demon dragon god. Done.
good lord.
My
Well, that
Long and
doesn't
short.
sound like fun, but I'm going to whip some ass on the way.
There'll be plenty of asses to rip. I can guarantee
Well, that's
that.
good. Are you guys ready to set out, or do you need to rest?
Rest and
Just
resupply
like-
more than anything else right now.
Ponderosa goes to stand up and she goes, "I'm ready."
I was thinking if you guys need to get any, anger or anything out, you could just, give me a smack.
Pond.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Ponderosa, you mind if I talk to you separately real quick?
Ponderosa kind of glares at everyone and then looks at Claude and she goes, "Fine." And she gets up and she just leaves. And we're just pitter-patter behind her.
Claude will just follow behind her very casually.
I'll say you guys find like a kind of a not as busy area of the bar where there's not a lot of chatter. Closest person to you is probably like 10 feet away. Just this solo old gentleman just drinking a beer at the table, just kind of head on the table. Just he looks frustrated about something.
What's going on? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for brooding, but this is your brother.
She kind of crosses her arms and she won't make eye contact and she goes, "I think that's any of your concern, Claude."
You know what, you're right. It isn't my concern. But I have siblings and I know what it's like to want to look out for them.
I don't think you understand the type of situation that we're in right now.
Then help me understand.
She just scoffs and she like looks around. She goes, "Look, Claude, I don't know how you were brought up, but the way I was brought up is very different than this." And she kind of gestures to the room, but she means the city. Um, and she just shakes her head as she like watches Fenrir. She goes, "I grew up in a tiny little village in the middle of a forgotten forest, surrounded by trees and nature and spirits and everything just was so simple. But my father, he kept a lot from me and kept a lot from Cyprus. And all I knew is that I can't trust anyone outside of our little village. And every day that we've been on this track is just proven the same over and over and over, and everyone is so easily trusting. It's just peculiar. Claude, how do you just trust?
I don't. I've not trusted for a long while. And there are some similarities between what you've grown up experiencing and what I have. My father kept very quiet about the things that he did. Never really explained what exactly it was he would do for his life. But we were happy for a long while. Me, younger brother, younger sister, grew up just normal. And then one day, father gone. No explanation, no reasoning. Perfectly fine one day, disappeared like he was never there to begin with the next. Couldn't talk to mother about it, wouldn't say a word. So, I understand the importance of family. I do. And it's because I understand the importance of family, and because I understand the fact that we have people trying to murder us, that we don't know when our next day is going to bring, or when will be our last day. All I'm trying to say, being mad at the ones we love is a luxury we can't afford right now.
It's less that I'm mad and more confused. He is nothing like the brother I grew up taking care of, showing how to hunt, showing how to use the bow that I now carry. I'm not even sure he knows how to use one anymore. It's less that I've lost everything and more that I've found something that no longer is what I remembered. Everything else is gone. There is no comfort. There's no comfort in the face that I look at now. And I've never stopped in the years that we've been separated. I've never stopped trying to find him, finding clues. And I know so very little, and I damn my father for not teaching us more. You seem so very accustomed to us, whatever you call it, technology.
Yes, on some level. Mechanics.
That is not something that I am comfortable with. I don't understand your perception of magic. It is just an element of myself. I don't understand your metal tools and our old.
Do you want to try and understand them?
Fenrir over back at the bar just kind of like shook the table. You see your brother and everybody just kind of.
She just rolls her eyes and shakes her head.
As for your brother,
She
he might not be what you remember, but he is who he is now because he had to survive.
It's a hard thing to adjust to when you've known one thing and everything else is different. I've never ever been into a city, ever, and I'm not sure if I want to learn or if I want to stay away. My personal belief is with the earth, and this, she kind of points to his weapon that's like tucked in. She knows it's there even if it's not visible. She goes,
He flung over his shoulder.
Or whatever. She's like, I don't understand these non-earthly gadgets, and I'm not sure that it is something that I want to know. I'm not even sure that I want to continue to figure out what's going on anymore. I'm just not sure.
Well, you decide you want to learn. I'm happy to show. Because quite frankly, not knowing makes things scarier. But once you know what it is, and how it works, and what it doesn't become the enemy anymore. It becomes tools for you to use.
She
And
just nods.
He'll just kind of like pat her on the shoulder and just like order a drink for her, and just walk off back towards the group. Come back when you're ready.
She just like pinches the bridge of her nose. She just is so, like, just so overwhelmed is the only word that I can think of for her. She just is so confused, so lost. Her brother's different. The world is different. She's known nothing but the forest.
We'll cut back to the table as you come back, Claude, and you'll see Allra and Cypress talking to Atreus, and they go, "Well, so Atreus, what are you gonna look for in the city if you're gonna be staying for a day or two? You said some sort of resupply, or?"
I mean, yeah, if we're getting back on the road, we're gonna need to get some supplies. Maybe some items? I don't know.
Right.
We'll see what we have to find.
Well, if we could get a better idea on that location of what Claude mentioned for that temple, perhaps maybe we could plan a bit better and more accordingly if we could figure out more about it.
I mean, I would love to talk to Claude about it. We haven't really talked about it since, well, it's been a while.
I see.
What is it you want to talk about?
Oh, Claude, they were just wondering about the temple that you were talking about, where the third rod piece, I guess, actually, where it is.
I mean, really just a flat of the actual room that it was located in. I couldn't tell if it's above ground, underground, in the sky, underwater.
What it looked like.
A room.
Yeah, could you actually describe it? And he actually like takes out a notepad and a pen. Allra does, and he's like looking at you like expectantly.
Large rectangular room, 3 doors on one side, 3 doors on the other. A rod piece found right in the middle, all stone, high arches. About it.
Allra is gonna roll a performance check to try to draw this to the best of his ability, much like a sketch artist does for police stuff.
Police stuff?
Here.
Uh-oh.
He's a few drinks in at this point, and he is he rolled a 2, so he holds up this image and he goes like, "Oh, is it like this?" And it just doesn't make any coherent sense whatsoever. It's like there's like a squiggle, and then there's
You draw a penis.
and he like looks at it and he goes, "Oh," and Cypress kind of just like face palms. He goes, "Honey, maybe tomorrow morning you can help them with that." He goes, "Yes, how about that?" Important note: Cypress has not been drinking really a whole lot. He's had like maybe half of one drink. Allra is about 2-3 beers in now, and you guys are as far along as you wish to be.
I think Golog
Back
is
to the
playing
table.
the drink and maybe is playing tug of war with Fenrir with a bone, like a piece of meat he was eating.
Fenrir would absolutely do that.
Yeah. I'm playing with the dog if he's happy to.
Yeah, he totally like fight. He's just
Fenrir is just, he's a dire wolf, but he's a puppy at heart.
Yeah.
Ponderosa kind of stumbles back to the table and kind of like falls into her seat and like shoves into Claude a little bit. She goes, "Another!" She like waves to the.
Wait, is Ponderosa like just drunk right now?
She is such a lightweight. She had the one drink you ordered for her, and that's it.
Oh gosh.
She doesn't
Welcome
drink.
back, little elf. Cheers to you.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Stupid
I'll just
lad.
look. She's like,
Little wolf and I have become great friends.
right.
She just grabs like I don't even know what's on the table. Probably just like a turkey leg or whatever. And she just like rips a huge chunk out of it. She goes, "Oh, I love this drink."
Feels so good, doesn't it? You just had to
Little
wash
girl,
away
like,
the pain.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what you ordered for her, Claude, but it was too much.
It was like
She
the
just, like-
lightest cider possible of like Angry Orchard, basically.
It was a White Claw.
It's so funny because she outdrank me at a contest and won.
Yeah.
She definitely did do that. She's very So here's
Selective
what I
lightweight.
imagine is that she can hold her alcohol very, very well. So she can drink a lot, but it affects her
If she's
very
eaten.
quickly, and then it dissolves just as quickly. So it's like
Okay.
lightweight, but like runs through her really fast.
So Ponderosa is gonna be pissing here any minute.
Either that or get her another drink.
Yeah.
She already waved someone down for another one, and she's just like gnawing on like a huge, like just a massive bird leg of sort.
The same bartender comes back now, seeing the carnage on the table, and she goes, "Oh, okay. Well, do we want any more? Anything?"
Yeah, maybe one more for me.
Okay.
One for her, I believe.
And
Whatever Gorlog's drinking.
We'll have some more, but she won't have a big one like me. She'll have a small one.
Okay. Whew, okay. And she just walks off again. Yeah. Give me a perception check, Golog.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
My first real roll.
Hey.
Here we go.
That's a 10.
A 10. Where would you say you are right now on the level of intoxication?
I think I have a buzz, but I've drank a frightening amount.
Yes. Okay. So
Frightening them out.
you watch the bartender go back over behind the bar with her other coworkers, and some of them kind of look at your guys' table, and a few of them just kind of like snicker and just like cover their mouths, like, and then they just keep doing their job.
I give them a saucy wink if they notice me.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Riz them up.
One of them does, and she turns beet red.
Oh boy. I'll just grin and stay where I am. Nervous.
Ponderosa points at Cypress's drink. She goes, "Are you gonna drink that, Cypress?"
No, you can.
More for me! And she just grabs it.
You can have it, sister.
She just like nods her head, and she like
Let her be, Cypress. She's been
gives
through a
her
lot.
a turkey leg or whatever. She like lets Benrir take a bite out of it.
It just disappears from your hand, just under the table. Just you just hear. Does anybody know that scene from Christmas Vacation with the dog under the table?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, Claude,
But
I
I
saw
can
Claude
imagine.
nod. It's that. It's the dog is just. He's just eating so much. Everyone's just so awkward at the table, and he's just mowing down underneath.
Hell yeah.
So good.
So, Cypress, and what was his husband's name?
Allra.
Allra.
Allra. Looking for potentially a smithy or an armorer of sorts. You have any recommendations?
Armorer. Let's see. Oh my goodness, yes! You need to, and like, this is Allra speaking, he is definitely a few drinks down now. And he goes, you need to see Bref. Bref is amazing. He is one of the best makers of king's armor and weapons. And he can make anything. And Cypress...
Okay.
Cypress, like, you can see now, like, this is a side of Allra that Cypress isn't too fond of, and he's just kind of getting a little frustrated, and he's like, yes, Bref is one of the King Armor's makers. He's very well known here in the city. He makes, quite a fortune. He is very good at what he does. I could go and introduce you tomorrow, if you'd like. I have a spit to pull around here, at least in that department.
That'd be nice then.
Alright then, an armorer. I think, well, he may not remember, muttering under his breath, Cypress does, to his husband Allra, but I can direct him to perhaps the library tomorrow. Perhaps maybe we can find out a bit more about that temple you were talking about.
I'd like to go there as well if possible.
Oh, alright then. Then that'll be our plan then for tomorrow. Sister, what are you planning to do tomorrow?
She like lifts her head and she looks over and she goes, "Whatever the earth tells me."
Ponderosa,
He just
we're
drinks
going
blood.
shopping. It will be just fine.
I'm going where the big blue man goes.
We're taking it right easy tomorrow. It'll be just fine.
All right
She'll
then.
be completely sober in like an hour if she drinks nothing else, and she's just gonna be so mad.
All right then. You and Golag will go shopping. You, Atreus?
I think I'll head with Claude.
All right then. So the four of us then will head for the armorer and then the library, and the two of you then will do what you're gonna do. Cypress looks very stressed out at the implications of that. All right then. Well, unless there's
Oh,
any.
Cypress. Yeah, if you're ready to leave, that's no problem. If you could just leave us the money to pay, though, you'd say it was on you.
Yeah, I can do that. And he like kind of does a quick glance of everything that was eaten, and he like you see him like do the numbers in his head, and he goes, and he fetches his wallet, and he drops down 3 pieces of platinum on the table. He goes,
Cheers, mate. Another saucy wink.
"Love you,
Pat on the back.
Golag," he says very sarcastically as
Yeah, good to see you, old friend.
as he helps his husband out of the booth and out of the bar.
I'll like slide out and sit next to Golog. That way he's not squished in between everyone.
Yeah.
Golog was on the floor.
Well, they're great. They're just great, aren't they? Can you believe I set them up all those years ago?
That is quite the story. How'd you actually meet them?
Oh, well,
Yes, how'd you meet
I've been
my
fighting.
lovely
I've been
brother?
fighting forever. And when Cyprus moved into the ranks of into the politics of the city, I caught wind because there's a lot of gossip that goes down there, and one day I happened to spot him watching. I knew Allra before I had met Cyprus, and I just imagined it would work, so I tried.
The rest is history.
The rest is history, mate.
Ponderosa
They come
is
watch
like,
every
"Oh my
once
God."
in a while. It's quite nice.
So, I know you want to join us and everything, but looks like you've got a good gig here. Why? Why
Well,
involve yourself with this with us?
yeah, one of the pieces I maybe failed to mention so far is, like, I fight and all. I make my money, but I don't have anywhere to stay in the city. All my life is train other fighters, fight for the pockets of rich men who want to come and watch, or the bookie who takes his goddamn taxes.
Ponderosa kind of slaps her forehead into the table like this, and she just goes, "That's so sad."
It's not the life that I want to lead anymore. It seems I've been offered a chance on a silver platter. I really think I can be useful to your crew. It seems like you've got some danger ahead. I'm a dangerous man. We can fight fire with fire.
We're all dangerous, but
No, of course not. I did not mean any disrespect to you.
no, I know. What I meant was
Use simple words, Claude.
you're looking for a life away from not having a house, not having stability. To going out.
I want a purpose, Claude. I just want a purpose. I've done the same thing for so long. I'm itching for this new chance. And I'm asking you now to let me join you. Let me prove myself, at least.
I mean, that's good enough
Alright.
for me.
How about this? After shopping escapades, how about we take a little walk out of the city, go hunt some monsters, see how we all do.
Sure. I haven't gone proper monster hunting in years.
Maybe we'll find a dungeon out there to go poke around, find some fun.
That'd be quite fun. I can't see in the dark very well, but I'll
Oh,
go
that's
with you
right.
anyway.
just like this, and she just raises her hand. My turn.
What's up, Ponderosa?
I can see in the dark.
Oh, perfect. You'll be
Oh,
able to.
that's a
She
bolt.
just sits up and she leans back. And she goes, I can see in the dark.
You can be a lead at night then.
And that is good. I think I'm
And
getting
then
quite
she's just
tired,
silent
Groot.
from there. She's just silent from there, just slowly coming back down.
Claude's just kind of like waving his hand in front of her. You good to walk?
I'm just fine, Claude. My eyes are closed.
Right?
Oh, we forgot to. Are we staying here? Is this an inn? Or is this just drinks? I
I'll
think
just
we've got
flag
to
down one
sleep
of the.
somewhere.
I'll just flag down one of the waitresses.
She comes back to collect the money off the table, and that's when you can wave her down. She goes, "Oh, yes."
Do you have rooms just for the night?
Oh, yes, of course. We have a few empty vacancies. How many rooms are we looking for?
2, 3, how many?
I just need a floor.
I think 2 will do is just fine.
2 works.
Right then, 2 rooms. Let's see here. Well, she's counting the pieces, and that she already got from the food. Well, 1 more gold piece, and you guys will be good.
I'll
No
pull it up
problem.
before Claude can.
Ding.
Oh,
Oh, you want to roll a post sleight of hand? Who's faster?
yeah, sure.
No me.
I got a
I don't think
15.
that's right. Oh, okay. A plus 2. 13.
Both doing that, Ponderosa just like starts to rub her temples.
Golog, you go to flick the piece, but Atreus is faster, and he like does it almost in the blink of an eye for you, and like the waitress catches it, but before you're able to realize he did it, you go ahead and toss the piece too. So now she thinks that you guys are tipping her. So she takes both gold pieces. She goes, "Well, thank you very much," and she walks off.
Golog will say, "Hey, waitress, that's just a special little tip for the one over there that seemed quite nice to me earlier."
All right then, I'll be sure to let her know. And she walks off.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you. Golog's gonna get up and not go around anybody, but just lift up the table and put it back.
A few heads turn. Other people are just, there's another day.
I'm going to bed.
Alright, well,
Well,
guess we'll follow. Anyone else want to stay up?
Absolutely not.
Fenrir kind of just
Ponderosa
like
needs to go to
walks up
bed.
to you,
He's
Ponderosa, and
coming
like
down.
gets into position to catch you, as he's been very used to catching you before when you're faint, and he just like trots along with you, like resting on top of him up the stairs.
Yeah, she just is like leaning one arm on him, and she's just like rubbing her nose and her eyes, and she's definitely coming down, and it's coming down hard. She's getting a headache. She's hungover already.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, unless there's anything else we would wish to do tonight, I'll say you all managed to get a full night's rest. You should all still be at your full hit points from the prior day. All your spells reset.
cool.
Alright.
Yeah.
And peace and sleep comes to you very peacefully. No dreams, no nothing. Blissful black void of unconsciousness. And you all awake, this time very early. Your circadian rhythm's getting readjusted now. It's about, let's see, probably about 8 in the morning. You all kind of had the sun kind of starts creaking through the windows there. And yeah, you can smell the smell of breakfast foods being cooked downstairs in the kitchen pub. Just a gentle pitter-patter of footsteps in the halls, going up and down the stairs. The day is yours.
Ponderosa's been up for a while. As an elf, she doesn't need to sleep very long. So she's just been sitting in the room. She's got herbs in this little wooden cup. Pours a little water in it. It's like smashing it up, and she's just drinking it. She kind of makes it
You make some
sour
tea.
face. She makes a sour face. She goes, of sorts. But she continues to drink it.
Doesn't seem like a good tea.
It's not meant to be good. It's meant to sin.
Oh, alright then. I'm gonna go and
Give
have
her
some
hangover.
actual good tea.
Golog's just gonna lumber over to the bar and get a water and some eggs.
All right.
Oh gosh.
You get served a very hearty plate of like half a dozen eggs.
Oh, great.
Crap.
I'm happy as can be. I'm ready to roll.
Perfect. A wonderful snack.
Point of note, Golog, the
I'll
waitress
eat more of these soon.
the waitress who serves you the half dozen eggs is the same waitress from last night. And as she serves you the plate, she goes, "Hello. What's your name?"
Morning, darling. I'm Golag.
Golag.
Boy, go lag.
Love it.
You look familiar. Have I seen you around here before?
Well, I stayed the night last night.
Right.
But that's it. I mean, yeah, I've been in the city for a while. But
Get around.
You're a fighter, aren't you?
I am. How'd you know?
I have an eye for these things.
Yeah,
Who do you
I
work
am
for?
quite big, yeah.
She sort of or did you just ask her something?
No, I said, yeah, it's all right. I am quite big, eh?
She blushes, and when she serves you the eggs, she says, "This one's on the house," and she gives you a wink.
Wow.
Oh, thanks, darling. And I'll saucy wink right back.
She walks off.
You usually get
Cool.
free shit.
I'm ready to roll. Ponderosa, shall we, we're going shopping, eh?
She looks over at Golug and then she glares at Claude.
I just like looks away, just sipping a tea, sweat going down his side.
She goes, I don't know how, but I know it's your fault. And she gets up and she goes to walk to Golug and she goes, fine, but I need an enchantress.
Would Golog possibly know where that is?
You've been in the city for a while. You know that there are a handful of magic shops, and when she said enchantress, well, your intelligence is pretty. Give me a intelligence check.
This is a little...
Straight intelligence? Oh,
Yeah.
boy. 4.
What the fuck? What the fuck is an enchantress?
God damn. Yeah, magic. I don't know where that is. I could maybe lead you somewhere they could make you a new weapon.
I know
But,
weapons. How about a sword? You want a sword?
I'm afraid we might just need to explore.
She grits her teeth as she looks at Claude again.
More bullets of sweat going down his face.
She's like,
Oh wow, they're really
Golog.
taking their time getting here.
Yeah, she's like, Golog, no offense, I will never let this bow out of my hands. So I need someone to enchant it.
Without touching it?
Oh my dear lord. Claude!
You've got to think, I mean,
Claude! She's
I
so
just
mad.
spits out his tea and is like, I'm gonna go to the fresh air. He's just gonna walk outside.
Before Ponderosa and Golog leave, I'm gonna throw Ponderosa a bag of coins, a bag of gold.
She
That's it.
she stares at it. She goes, I don't need your gold, Atreus.
I don't care.
oh, I'll take it, no problem.
Golog, you haven't earned it yet.
Oh, shit. I forgot I said I needed to prove
Hold on,
myself.
wait, I don't remember where my coins are. There we go.
It's
I
in your-
literally have so much. Okay,
How much
That's
do you
fine.
have?
enough.
Okay.
I feel like you two have so much more gold than any of us right now. You guys
Yeah.
have been
That's
around a
because
lot longer.
Ponderosa doesn't use it.
You've
She's
also
like, I
been
don't need
around the
to-
longest, you two.
I don't need to buy any. I don't need to buy food. I hunt my own food. I don't buy any armor. I only use what is given to me from the earth. Like, I don't need. I have no use for gold.
You're going to an enchantress. I don't know. You could use
All right,
it.
then how much did you give me?
100, because I can.
I fucking hate you.
'Cause I can.
100 gold or what?
I wish I had that kind of mentality.
All right,
She just
so
shakes her head and she just puts it in her pocket. She goes, "All right, Golog, let's go then."
all right, so who would
Lead
like
the way.
who would
I
like
don't know where I'm going.
Fucking hate my life.
Who would like to? So I'm sensing the party split here. So we got two different separate scenes here happening at the same time. So who would like to go first? We can do the scene of Golog and Ponderosa going shopping, or we can do the scene with Atreus and Claude going with Allra and Cypress to the armor and then the librarian.
I'm happy to wait. I've already
I'm cool with that
like
too.
yeah, but I didn't know what.
Go
Yeah,
for
we'll
it,
go then.
Claude.
All right. So Claude, you and Atreus narrowly avoiding the awkwardness of Ponderosa and Golog step out of the bar, and you see Allra and Cypress waiting on the other side of the street, and they wave you down.
I'll just throw up a hand and just. Right. Anything you have your eyes on, Atreus?
I need armor. Tired of getting hit.
Well, if it fits you and if you feel comfortable with it, you can have mine. Once I get new armor.
Is Claude's heavy?
Claude wears medium.
Okay. Medium?
Yeah.
Okay. I might take you up on that. We'll see.
Right.
All right. So it does not take long as you have tour guides for the city. Allra and Cypress lead you instantly to Bref's Briefs, a amazing armorer that is a 3-story like industrial looking building with about a half a dozen outside forges, like the heat bellows. They have them all outside, but there are some chimneys with smoke coming out of them. And there is an area for new visitors, a set of double doors with a red carpet.
Right, well, Cypress, you know this man, right?
I do, yes. He's a bit of an eccentric, but what can you expect? He is very rich. So perhaps let me do the talking, maybe, until you need to explain whatever it is you're looking for.
Sure.
So the four of you walk into the armorer, and inside there is a little desk with a little receptionist, a very short halfling male with short black hair and sort of like a pencil goatee, and he's just working away on some books, and he goes, "Yes, hello, can I help you?"
That's not like Squidward. Looking for armor and potentially improvements to my weapon. And he's just gonna pull out his musket and just kind of have it out in his hands to show the guy.
He's not even looking up from the paper, and he goes, "Yes, all inquiries must be placed in writing, and we will get back to you within 4 to 6 business days." And at which point, Cypress steps forward and clears his throat. "Can I make a request on behalf of the council, please?" And at that point, he looks up and goes, Cypress, hello, yes. What can Breast Briefs do on behalf of the council today?" And Cypress goes, "Please just help my friends, get them through the express. Just do what they need, please. They have the coin for it. I'm mostly confident." And he goes, yes, sir, right away." And he like runs back into the back room. And you hear some rummaging, some speaking, and out comes this very, very large Goliath male with a bushy beard and very fine clothes. Fine clothes, however, tattered in soot and coal. He does not care about his appearance, clearly, but he does in a way. It's weird. He's wearing nice clothes, but they're all dirty. It's confusing. And he comes out and goes, Cypress!" And Cypress is like, "Yes, hello, Brief. Remember that favor that you owed me?" And he goes, "How could I forget, Cypress?" And he like swats him on the back, kind of like jokingly, but because he is a Goliath and Cypress is a skinny elven male, it almost causes him to go right across the counter. And he goes, "Yeah, just help these two, please. I think they need to commission some items from you." He goes, "Anything for you, Cypress." And he just slaps him on the back again. He goes, "Okay."
I love him.
And Cypress and Allra are gonna just kind of look at you both expectantly and nod, and they're gonna take a step back. And he goes, and yeah, you see this gentleman. Hello, my name is Breff, and this is my establishment. What can I do for you today?
Hey, Bref. I might need some armor, newer armor, and if you have anything of interest that could help improve antique weaponry. And he like kind of gestures to his musket.
Antique weaponry. Whoa! I haven't seen one of those in a while. Goodness! Wow, may I?
Well, I was just gonna like take a quick second to like try and remove as many sharp objects from it as possible, and then just hand the bare musket to him.
And he inspects it very carefully. He's being very respectful of the weapon. He goes, ah. Old school. I can respect old school. You know, some of the old ways are forgotten. But not me. Not Baref's Briefs. I maintain traditional as well as the industrial and the advanced. This right here. This is a piece of history. And
Appreciate it.
what is it you needed again?
Armor improvement and any kind of improve. One sec.
So you're looking to improve this?
Both that and a new set of armor if possible.
Right. Well, what sorts of material? And he sets the musket on the table and he goes, well, what sort of armor material are you looking for? We have a variety of material choices. Of course, the more valuable, the more armor.
I'm looking for something around something strong and durable, but doesn't really hinder my flexibility.
Strong and durable, yet won't hinder your okay.
I want to stay agile as much as possible, but have something comparable to this, and he'll just kind of like tap his chest, and you'll hear the breastplate underneath his shirt.
Well, I could make you scale mail. However, it won't do what it could do to its fullest ability. You would have to go to an enchanter after that. But I can make you the finest set of scale mail this side of the coast.
How much would that bring me?
Let us see. Well, let's see. For a friend of Cypress's, I could do. How does 60 gold sound?
50 gold. That'll do.
Right then. He holds out his hand for you to shake.
He'll take it and give a firm shake.
He shakes your hand. And you know, I have just an idea for this musket as well, if you trust me.
How about you tell me before?
Oh, but where's the fun in that? He throws up his hands, kind of in a childish way.
I kind of lean over to Todd and I'm like, Claude.
Todd.
And I'm like, he's already giving us a deal on this armor. I think we should just let him.
Claude is very protective of this musket. He's gonna. Can he roll to see Can he try and infer is this gonna be something that will just be beneficial, or is he running a risk of getting his weapon damaged?
Make an insight check.
Okay. That is 19.
19. He's very clearly a friend of Cypress's, and you've already come to an agreement that you both are happy with. He seems very genuine in wanting to help you.
I mean, for 60 gold, jeez.
Alright, you know what? Sure, just... I ask you be careful. It's a memento of my father's.
Of course. I can always respect and admire a family heirloom, a piece of history. I will have the utmost care and respect with this, I can assure you.
Well, it just feels very nervous and uncomfortable being away from his gun, but he just kind of gives a quick nod and just will wait.
He's gonna hand it off to the halfling male for the moment, and then he's gonna look to you, Atreus, and he goes, "And what about you?" And he's looking down at you now, because he's very tall. He's like, "What can I do for you, lad?"
He's a Goliath, right?
Yeah,
So,
he's a Goliath.
big boy. I
Looking
just
up
need
always.
armor, some light armor. I want it at the best that you can make.
The best
Money's
that I
not
can
really an
make.
issue.
Money is not an issue. Ha! You make great friends, Cypress. I always loved that about you. Cypress is just, he rolls his eyes. And he goes, let's see. Well, all right, above table, what is it really that you're looking for items? Like, you want, like, what? Some
I want, like...
studded armor? Is this plate mail? Because I'm trying to think what rogues can honestly have.
Yeah, I
I'm
need
pretty
light
sure
armor
it's
for
light.
rogue. I don't need anything that'll hinder my movement, but I want the, like, whatever the best is, which I don't know.
I think that's studded leather.
Yeah, I think studded leather is like 14, and you
And
get your
you
dex
could get
mod.
it improved to be +1, +2, +3, but +3 is like rare, which means you'd be dishing out like three, a couple thousand.
Okay. All right. So here's what he can do then. Golug. Bref can offer you up to, it looks like, he can offer you up to +2, it looks like.
+2.
That's the absolute best that he could do. It would take some time, and it is going to cost you.
Okay. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
He goes, well, if money's no issue and you're looking for the best that there is, I could probably make a nice set of studded leather for, let's see, carry the 7, subtract the 3, how does 12,050 gold sound? Or sorry, 1,200. I didn't mean to say 1,000.
I was
100.
like, okay.
Sorry, I knew I was gonna fuck that up. I knew I was gonna fuck that up. 1,200 is what I meant to say. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I was like, ooh, no,
12,000's a house. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
12,000 is, yeah, it better be rare.
I'll
Damn
do
it.
1,000 flat.
+2 studded leather, 16.
Why are you trying to barter with this man? He's
You
giving
say
us a deal already.
1,200 flat?
I said 1,000 flat.
Oh, 1,000 flat.
Mm.
Give.
See,
Gonna
what-
fuck up
wait.
Cypress's friendship.
No.
Ponderosa's gonna kick your ass.
I'll even give you the armor off my back for something to, you could sell.
What's the armor you have right now?
I just have studded leather.
Just
base.
normal studded?
I'll throw mine in as well, considering you're going to be buying. Considering I'm getting scale.
At that point,
Yeah.
then I'll say give me a persuasion check with advantage for offering up both sets of armor.
Persuasion plus advantage. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so does a 28 work?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
He sort of like kneels down to get to your eye level. He puts an elbow on the desk, and he like stares you down for a moment. It looks like he's pissed. It looks like he's like trying to like really stare into your soul. And there's like a solid 10 seconds of silence. And like Allra and Cypress kind of like look over Claude's shoulders of like, okay. And he's like, I like you. 1,200 it is. And he takes your hand and shakes it.
1,200. I said
You like
1,000
me, right?
flat.
Oh, sorry. Damn it. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Alright,
I
cool.
suck.
Numbers are hard. It's okay.
Numbers are hard. I hate them.
That's why I dropped out
This
of college.
is Go like
I
saying
have-
that.
I'm gonna pay him now for his generosity.
Even though
Just
my
like,
entire
like
job
all
is
of it right
free.
now. Not like half now, half later. Just right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give him my 50 as well.
You guys shove all that gold and platinum, whatever mix of it you want it to be, across the table. Make sure you guys deduct it. But you shove it all across the table, and he looks to his halfling assistant and goes, all right then, go ahead and collect all that. I've got some work to do. And he's gonna crack his knuckles, and he is going to work on that armor for you guys. Give me about, I don't know, the better part of today. Come back tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. I should have it ready by then.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And he like claps his hands, and it kind of like reverberates the room. It's very loud. Off to it. And he's gonna head off to his workshop.
Do you want a current armor now as the payment, or just hand that off when we come back?
Go ahead and hand it off when you come back.
We appreciate that. You know how it can be.
I do. That's why I'm a rich man. And he heads off. Alar and Cypress kind of look at each other just like, what did we just watch? And he
has my gun too. Shit.
He does have your gun for the time being.
It's okay. I have a pistol.
Wait.
You can have it.
Claude feels
I
very
am-
naked right now.
Can I hand him the greatsword that I have in my pack?
Hand Baref or Claude?
Claude.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Can you wield that?
I can't.
Claude, I
Claude
have
should be
another
able to.
pistol. I just found it. You can
Claude
have
was
it.
just kind of
Ponderosa
sitting
can
there
have
with
it.
the great sword, and he's like, "What do you want me to do with this?"
I don't know. Do you want the hand axe? I don't know what you want.
I don't know what
mean,
you
I ha-
want.
Claude like points to his rapier. He's like, "I do have a sword.
Well, yeah, but like maybe you need 2 swords.
I can't lift this fucking thing."
Fine, I shove it back in my pack. You don't even know how it fits. Like it just kind of like
It's just
goes
there.
in. Yeah.
All right. So, as you all head off, Alar goes, well, all right then. Next stop, the library?
Yes.
Sure.
All right then. But we'll go
Might be
ahead
going to the library.
and we can take our break there if we feel like it, or we could start the scene with Ponderosa and Golog if you'd like. Your guys'
I
call.
think-
How we feeling?
I need to go to the bathroom.
All right. A little early,
Break.
but we are good. We're 1 hour in, so we'll have a longer second half. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
All right. We'll go ahead and take our 15. Let's see. It is currently 1:08. So we will be back at let's just call it 1:30.
1:30. Okay.
Sounds good to
Okay.
me.
We'll take a longer break.
All right.
Be
All
back.
right. Thank you everybody for
Sounds
being here. Hey, future me editing this. I still need to edit the last episode. I'm behind. But you go ahead and go ahead and cut right here. Welcome back, guys. We have taken our break. It is time for the longer second half. Here we go. So, you guys have successfully made a purchase and an inquiry at the armory, and you, Claude and Atreus are heading off with Alar and Cypress to the library. But at the same time, on the same day, Ponderosa, you and Golog, watching Claude and Atreus try very hard not to look at you as you guys exit the bar in the morning, are now off on the. You are outside the summer. I don't know what season it is right now. The air is warm, the sky is clear, and the two of you have the city to yourselves.
Great.
No one else, just you.
Great. So,
Don't sound too
Ponderosa just,
excited there,
like,
Ponderosa.
"Oh, well, thank you, Claude.
He shouts from inside the bar.
She kind of walks out with Golog and she looks around and she just is like, all right, well, I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I've bought things before. We could just go that way, see what happens.
I love Golog.
She's trying so hard to be nice. And she just nods her head and she just goes, all right, Golog, I'll follow your lead.
All right, let's do it. I want to go to like a armor or a smith that Golog would have known, because
Okay.
he doesn't know where to go to like an enchanter, but I figure he would know a place,
Okay.
or like the general market of the city.
She could probably
Very
use some sort
nice.
of armor anyways, so.
Okay. I'll say that you guys, Golog, you do remember at least where you can where you like buy your food and your general wares, and it is indeed like a town square, very flea market area, a lot of open shops, tents areas, a lot of open commerce, and there's a lot of people doing business, selling goods, home goods, trinkets. Yeah.
Is there
Can
a
I
table of enchanted items or like
potions?
jewelry or
You do
spells?
see a
There's
table
spells.
walking through some of the rows of booths. You do come across one table that seems to have various colors of liquid in bottles, and the sign out front says, let's see, it
I'll probably
says,
go.
Where's my cheat sheet of names?
Lotions and potions.
Lotions
Lotion
and
and
potions.
potions.
Oh, that's gross.
It is not going to be that.
Gross.
How about okay, I like this one. So you see a sign that says "Waste Fairies" on it.
Well,
Makes you
I can't read, so I don't know. I have no idea what it says.
That's true.
Is
Golog,
it in
you
a
just
language that
see a
I
bunch of
understand?
strange markings on pieces of wood and cloth all across these tents. But Ponderosa, you see a sign. The table with all the what appears to be potions and items is called Waste Fairies.
She kind of mumbles the name. Waste fairies.
I don't get it.
And she just shakes her head and she goes over there. Can I ask what the range is? Would she know what any of the potions are?
You make a investigation check.
Oh, these? They're only my super cool green granite dice.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what am I at? Investigation?
Investigation to inspect the potions on the table.
17?
The 17. So looking at the table, you immediately figure out, oh, a couple of those are health potions. I've seen those before. A few other ones you're unfamiliar with. The various colors confuse you. Looking closer, though, you see that each one actually does have a label on it, and it does tell you exactly what it is. So, inspecting closer, you see a few potions of... You see some potions. And
lotions and
this
potions.
is not what I
I think
wanted.
the biggest thing is probably if there's health potions, since she can't, I don't think I can use healing word on myself.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Oh.
23
Well, that would have
sessions.
been useful information.
Golog's
23
gonna
sessions
like.
in and I had no idea.
Alright, so
Okay.
you see...
Golog's gonna like duck his head and say, "Ponderosa, can you please tell me what they say? I can't read them."
She sighs, but she nods.
I like
She
how
points at
he's
each
whispering.
one and she's telling him what they are. She's like, this one is this, that one's that.
I'm just gonna stand up really straight and look at the guy selling them and smile. No problem.
And she just shakes her head and she goes, Golog, what are you looking for? What do you want?
Oh, if there's any potions of feather falling, that'd be nice. Or like a jumping potion.
Potion. Right. And she kind of
Let's see
scans
what
the
they've got.
table, looking at each one. DM, is there a jumping potion on this table? Is there a potion of feather falling?
It's
Yeah,
like
potion
a
of
bottle
big
bouncing
calves.
up and down.
Yes, there are a variety of potions. I'm just sorry, I'm having trouble pulling up my cost list. Why is this so hard? Okay. Okay, got it. So yeah, the gentleman, like Golog said, just smiles and waves at the vendor at this table, and he turns around and goes, "Oh, hello, welcome to Waste Fairies." How
Good
can
morning.
yes,
Bridges. She's like, ugh.
wasn't my idea. Anyway, what can I help you with?
Well, my lodge friend here is looking for something to
I want a potion that can make me jump really high.
Ponderosa just presses her lips together and she nods. Thing to assist with
I know what you were
mobility.
thinking, but you know.
Let's see if I've got any jump potions left in the back. And he's gonna turn around and open up a chest behind him.
I'm gonna cry. That's so funny.
This is... Wow, why is this... This is the worst sheet ever. Can you please... Okay, there we go. he turns around and he goes, "Ah, you're in luck. I had a few left in stock." And he
nice.
holds up this small wooden case and opens it, and inside are 4 glass vials with like this very light blue, almost misty hue inside of it. And he like picks one up and sloshes it around and goes, "This right here, this will make you jump higher than you've ever jumped before."
Well,
It's like 2 centimeters more.
I think I'd like maybe 2 of them.
2 of them? All right, let's see here. That's gonna be 25 gold.
Ba-ding!
All right,
No
go ahead and
problem.
mark 2 potions of jumping into your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you can't get it on your D&D Beyond, just message me and I'll send you a item card of it.
Oh, okay. I'll write it down first.
And he sort of like claps his hands and goes, "And for you, young lady, are you looking for anything?"
She kind of just looks at the table. What is on the table in
Yeah,
front of
so
her?
you see potions of... they're all labeled, and they're all various colors. You see an orange one that says Potion of Fire Breath. You see a clear one that says Potion of Invisibility. You see a very dark, deep blue one that says Potion of Water Breathing. What else? There is a very golden one with almost like luster dust, for a real-world reference in it. It's labeled Potion of Heroism.
Potion of heroism.
Yes,
Hero.
and he sees you inspect that one and goes, "Ah, yes, that's one of my finer creations. It took a little bit more resource and material. I couldn't make as many, hence the price." And you see the price on it, and it says 250 gold.
Goodness.
She kind of like tilts her head as if she's thinking, and she kind of looks. She goes, "Let's
Seeing some more options: potion of giant size, potion of mind control, potion of mind reading. There's a lot of different bottles with a lot of
Yeah,
different
a lot.
colors and labels.
So she kind of goes, I'll get one of water breathing,
All right.
and I will get one of invisibility."
Alrighty, let's see. 1 invisibility potion and 1 water breathing potion. He'll look up at you and he'll say, "For you, 75 gold." And he winks at you.
She she gives a really strained smile and nods her head. She's like, "Right," and she just places this small bag of gold coins in front of him.
The one that Atreus gave you?
No, she kind
Gotcha.
of pulls out a bag.
Pulls out a
puts a-
Ziploc.
Yeah, she just has a little Ziploc bag.
2,
There's some dirt
3,
in it.
4,
1, 2.
5. Yeah, gotcha. And he takes the pouch and he goes, "Pleasure doing business with you. Please tell everybody about Waste Fairies and how we provide the finest of potions." You can tell he's not down with the company name.
She nods her head and she goes, "Right. I'll be sure to mention it."
He sounds like the most enthusiastic Walmart employee.
I'm gonna
Thank
give
you for coming to
Walmart
Walmart.
Just forever. In just perpetual,
He sort of nods and bids you farewell, and he goes back to stocking the case.
She thanks him, she tucks her bottles in, and she goes, "All right, go look. Anything else of your interest?"
Well, you needed to enchant something now.
"Yes."
I think maybe we look around, see if we can find something like that.
She kind of turns back to the potion guy and she goes, "Do you know of an enchanter around here?"
Ah, yes. If you're looking for enchantments, I would go to I'd head for the Grim Nymphs over in the Westmont.
"Grim nymphs. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
She nods her head and she turns away.
Hey,
She
which
goes,
way is
"Go look.
west?
Go look."
Yeah.
She just drags him away. She just heads
Yeah.
towards the west
Oh.
side.
This way. All right.
All right, go Log.
It doesn't take too long. You head out of like the market square. You get away from like the open area, the tents. Now you're in like the city streets, the 2 to 3 story high buildings that are all connected to each other. Turning a corner, you come across this shop with a wooden sign hanging in the front that says Grim Nymphs, and it has like potion bottles and like spell tomes engraved on the sign.
She points to the sign and she goes, "This is it."
Okay. You want me to go first?
She shakes her head and she just goes, "No, follow me in." And she just opens the door and she walks in.
Oh yeah. I'll follow.
You open the door and there's a little bell on the top. It goes ding 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 ding. And inside you see like about 4 to 5 rows of these glass shelves with various macabre items in them. Books, a few potions, a couple skulls, which kind of weirds you out. A few
Magical items.
few random magical items. And you head up to the counter, and up at the front of the counter is this very sweet human woman with gray hair coiled up into a bun, crow's feet around the eyes, very, like, a lot of wrinkles, but she's very sweet looking, and she's just kind of humming a song to herself. And then when she hears the bell, she looks up and goes, "Oh, well, hello. Welcome to Grim Nymphs. What can we help you with today?"
She kind of nods her head and she's like, a little bit of sadness for Britta in her heart, but then she walks up to the table and she kind of takes her bow down and gently places it on the table, and she goes, "Would you be able to, I was told that you are able to enchant."
Yes, I am an authorized enchanter by the city of Allra. What sort of enchantment are you looking for?
Well, this bow means a great deal to me, but it needs to be stronger. It needs to be enhanced.
Enhanced. Are we looking for it to deal more damage, or for it to go further? I'm gonna need a few more specifications, darling. Sorry.
She nods her head and she goes, "Yes, I need it to deal more damage. I need it to, if possible, be unbreakable, or at least close to. It's very special to me."
Unbreakable.
Oh yeah, but you're not allowed to touch it.
I'm not. Oh. And she like looks at you very confused, Golog. She goes,
You said it, not me.
I will need to take possession of the item temporarily in order to enchant it.
She goes like this,
Well,
and she just,
that might change
puts her
things.
hand on Golog's arm, and she goes, "Golog, please. She
Oh,
can't
it's
touch
all right.
the item, she just has to give it back."
I misunderstood. I apologize.
She like nods slowly. Right. Well, okay. All right. So above table, you're looking for higher damage output.
Yeah.
What does it currently do?
What'd that bow do,
Damage
though?
is 1d6 plus 2.
It currently does a 1d6
Adds-
plus 2.
As your
Piercing.
dex, right?
Oh yeah, are you adding your dex too? Because I
I think
know
that's
it's,
plus
I
two.
know I know the
I think
plus
the
2
plus-
is a separate thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a special thing with her backstory.
Yeah, and I think both scale on dex.
Hold on, what?
Okay, so bow damage is the die plus 2 plus your dex.
Okay, my dexterity is plus 2
Okay,
So-
as well.
so you have a plus 4 to your bow already with a d6.
That would be really cool to know. Guess who has not been doing that this whole time? Because I thought the plus 2 on the damage roll was my dexterity added to it. Not
Well, I thought we had another thing that I shouldn't mention above table about your bow. We should probably talk about that. Anyway, okay, so
it should be left not knowing.
so it does a d6 right now. Okay, she goes, "Yeah, I believe I could increase the damage of this bow. And what sort of arrows do you use?"
She pulls out just one of her arrows and she just goes, "A standard arrow, I suppose."
Do you make them
Do you
yourself?
have fetch arrows? I do make them myself.
Okay. Because in order to increase the damage output, I would have to enchant the arrows, which I could do a bulk deal on, depending on how many arrows you give me. But for the bow itself, I could provide enchantments to increase its durability or to make sure it doesn't fall apart. But these are two separate transactions, mind you.
She nods and she goes, yes, I understand. Both would be good. I don't want any harm to come to this bow. And I think I have, she kind of pulls her arrows down a little bit. She goes, I think I have about 12 arrows.
12 arrows? Okay. She scribbles something on her notebook and goes, I could enchant those 12 arrows for you for about, let's see, call it 55 gold. It will guarantee the damage output.
She nods her head. She goes, perfect. And just, please, I ask you be very delicate with the bow. Any large changes to the bow, I ask that you do not do.
Of course. And she handles the bow very carefully and sets it on the table, and you watch her eyes glow white for a moment as she waves her hand over it. You can tell she's casting something. She goes, huh. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yes, I believe I could increase the durability of this. Let's see. If you need it, how soon do you need this back by?
Well, I have another question. If I were to use spells with this bow, the durability will be able to help handle that. Yes.
Yes, that's the intention behind that, yes.
Perfect. As soon as possible.
Alright, as soon as possible. Well, I could put a rush order on it. That would be about 85 gold for the bow.
Fine.
Okay. And do you hand her the money?
Yeah.
She scoops up all the money and places it in her cashier drawer.
So 85 gold total, or 85 and 70 or whatever?
It was 85 and 55 total. So
85
plus
and
those two.
55.
Yeah.
Okay.
40 altogether?
Yeah, 140 gold. Good deal.
Golak, you can do math?
Yeah, seriously, I can.
Golak can't read, but he can do
Golak just
like-
gets a nosebleed.
He's like,
Gets a lazy eye. I don't know that.
How did I know that?
There's different ways at the end of the day.
The skies part and my face just comes down and goes, no. And I
no.
just get meta with it. Anyway, yeah, she collects all the money and she goes, all right then, well, I guess my day is now decided for me. And she's going to take the bow and take it to the back room and goes,
Wait, can I look at your magical items before you begin?
oh, of course. And she sets it back down and sits back at her chair and goes, do you see anything you like?
Oh, yeah, I'll need a list, and I'll need you to read me the list.
Yes. All right, so.
Ponderosa just she's rubbing her face, and she just has to walk away. She goes to the other wall. She's looking
So,
at some
She
weird
reads it for
trinket,
me.
jewelry items.
all right, so you see a couple items here. So I'll list a few off of their just surface descriptions, and I'll let you pick a few to investigate
I'll need you
further.
to read them to me.
Okay.
So the first item you see is this kind of iron shield that appears to have a face on it. The next item that
Interesting.
catches your glance is this strange jug, kind of this big vase with a bunch of different crystals and rocks embedded into it. Next you see this very regale, beautiful tankard. Next you see a sort of a side satchel with a sort of
Yo. Oh, nice. Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. You see a side satchel with a sort of tribal pattern on it, which also has sort of a weird face on it. Various bags, various satchels. You see a few necklaces. You see a gold medallion with a simple gold chain that has a little red gem in the center of it.
Okay. I definitely want to look at this tankard,
The
see if I
tankard?
can, or ask about it. You know,
Okay.
what is...
So this, okay. You point to the tankard and she goes, "Oh yes, well that has a sort of fun enchantment to it. It's a rather favorite item for those who are, let's say, liberal with their alcohol consumption."
Yeah, I drink.
Alcoholics.
For that tankard, every time you drink out of it, you essentially have no negative result to alcohol. As I'm sure you're aware, alcohol has various negative results for the day after or for the night of, depending on who you are, but this tankard
Oh,
eliminates all of those.
you drink from the cup and you don't get a hangover.
Essentially, yes, to put it in simpler words.
That sounds quite nice. Yeah, I'll think about it. Oh, what else do I want to look at? It's hard.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
there's a big list. What was the first thing you listed?
The very first thing I listed was an iron shield, what appears to have a face with an expression on it.
Okay, yeah, I want to check that out.
And she goes, "Oh, that item. That one is sort of a flair piece, if you will, sort of for showmanship of armor, kind of like for theatrics. I mean, you could use it in the field. It would be odd to, in my personal opinion. But essentially, when you use the shield, use it, in a real or theatrical sense, the face just changes to whatever expression you want it to have."
That's quite fun. Yeah, strange items you've got here, eh?
Well,
Have you got anything that you know could be like applicable when I'm trying to beat things up?
applicable for you to beat things up?
I don't particularly want your silly enchantments.
I see.
Wow. Wow.
She tries not to take offense to that. Let's see. Okay. She makes a gesture with her hand, and in a far shelf, out comes an item and levitates up into the air and floats over to the table in front of you. And you see these pair of gauntlets that almost have sort of a bony style to them. They look like they were made out of bones, but with stitched together with black cloth and hide. And she goes, "Well, these are take of some armored gauntlets if you're looking for more punch in your, punch."
Interesting. Like I could punch even harder.
Yes, it could add. It's not only increases your damage, but it actually also increases your defense.
Intriguing. I'm very interested in these. We should have started with these.
I apologize. Had I known.
More punchability.
Well, what are you going to run me for then?
Well, for these gauntlets, they cost 10 gold.
10 gold. I mean, sure. No problem. Ew.
Okay. You take the gold. Go ahead and add Bone Gauntlet to your inventory. If you can't find it on
Okay.
Beyond, message me. I'll send you an item card.
Okay.
But I can read it off for you real quick if you would like me to, or if you'd like to keep the
I
information.
would, so I can write it down.
Sure.
And it's a pair or one?
It's a pair. It's two gloves that have bone protrusions on them. And so
Okay.
what they do, they add a 1d4 piercing damage to your punches. It's light armor, and it adds, as a reaction, you can add a +1 to your AC.
As a reaction.
As a reaction.
Like a sort of shield spell?
Yeah, sort of.
But it's only one rather than 5.
Yeah. They're not crazy by any means, but they are a nice little bump.
That's awesome. I'm going to put them right on.
All right.
But I'm still gonna wield my longsword.
Okay.
for now.
You put them on, and she goes, "They look very becoming on you."
Thank you very much. I appreciate your business.
And you as well. Anything else, or shall I get to work on this bow and arrow for you?
I think I'm happy. You alright, Ponderosa? You don't want any more enchanted arrows? Elemental arrows?
She shakes her head and she crosses her arms. No, thank you, Golok. I have all of the enchanted items I need.
All right, well, suppose we can
She
leave.
kind of
Well,
points
we
to
got to
the-
come back at the end of the day.
Yes, come back near the end of the night, and I should have this ready. We'll see how fast I can go.
It's
She
all right.
nods her head. And she kind of thanks the lady and she goes, Golok, anything else you want? Do you want Alma? Learn how to read?
We could go look at armor. We could go look at the armor. It is quite early. We've got all day. Unless we want to go fight monsters now.
Well, Golok, I can't very well fight anyone without my weapon now, can I?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that one.
She nods her
Oh
head
my
and she kind of
goodness.
laughs a little bit. She goes, shall we find our companions or would you like to look around longer?
Yeah, let's regroup. Let's go back.
Okay.
All right. I'll say, for the sake of brevity, you all managed to find yourselves as you all approach the library. Then the two of you find the four as they're heading towards the library, and Cypress goes, "Oh, over here." You okay there, Ponderosa?
Didn't I roll all over my keyboard?
Okay.
We had a great day shopping.
Oh.
You're already done shopping.
I only
Well,
needed
yeah,
one thing.
we just made 2 stops, but we got what we needed.
That's
No
good.
problem.
Ponderosa kind of goes to Claude and she hands him the water breathing potion and she just gives him a like knowing nod. It's like a
Oh, just kind of
respect,
takes it.
out of respect.
He can like hold it up like, thank you, and he'll keep it like in his breast pocket.
Nice.
All right. Allra kind of looks up and goes, "Well, this should be it." And you all see this massive, like, it's like almost like an FBI building. It's got almost no discernible features on it other than very like uniform windows, like very like precisely placed windows, about like a dozen wide. It is a very large building, about 4 stories. It's got a small little courtyard with some fauna and flora. Just flora growing in like the garden area up front, and a fountain in the center. And he goes, "Ah, yes." Allra goes, "This is the city's library. It is the largest collection of knowledge, history, and wisdom in all of Allra." And you can see Allra's getting visibly excited, and Cypress goes, "You do enjoy this place, I'll give you that," as he looks around.
Forgive me, I
Ponderosa
thought the
kind of
Karcham
is like
Academy.
Ponderosa kind of has already wandered off. She also loves the library, but she's like only ever known the one in their tiny little town.
Yeah, so this is like this is like walking into your first ever IKEA or Walmart Supercenter.
She's just like, her eyes are a little bit wide and she's like glancing around at everything all at once. And she's like, I don't even begin.
I thought
Like,
the
lean
Karcham
over to
Academy had the
Ponderosa.
largest production of knowledge.
Well,
What
they
did you
certainly.
say, Atreus?
I was like, I lean over to Ponderosa and I tell her that all the books are made out of dead trees.
She kind of glares at him. She's like, I'm not stupid, Atreus.
Well, some are also made out of leather. Allra chimes in.
And animals. That's not
Ponderosa
better.
just glares at him and then glares at Cypress and she just walks away.
He just like gives you a fidget. But to answer your question, Claude, Allra says, he goes, "Well, they certainly are the leading researchers. They are trying to push the envelope of what is possible in the terms of the arcane, and their collection of history is certainly impressive, but they don't hold a torch to this place."
Speaking of the academy, you are aware that the pronounced leader of Prism's Flame is the headmaster of that place?
Is your
What?
dad? I'm just kidding.
Nero.
Imagine.
No, Nero is he's a council member. He's a council member to the king. He's one of the greatest like
He
politicians.
pronounced himself last night 2 nights ago at the rave. Before he bombed it.
Jake, do you think that
Just
was
good
Nero?
I was under the assumption that the individual that Ponderosa saw inside the party was Nero.
Oh, no. That was a henchman. That was not Nero.
Yeah, I knew that the one that was chasing us was a henchman. I didn't know the one that was at the actual rave was a henchman too.
The one who stepped through the portal that night was a higher up in the group, but is not one of the leaders.
I thought it was Nero. My bad. Never
Okay,
mind.
that's okay. He
I thought I just okay.
no. He has a reputation that he is keeping.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
he
I know
has,
people like that.
and he has people carry out his duties. Nero did not just suddenly decide to jump into a city and proclaim himself. No.
I thought he did. That's why I'm just like, oh boy.
Okay,
That's
so
so
see now
funny.
that makes a bit more
Imagine.
sense for me because I'm like, why is he like so convinced on? Okay, sorry, I
Yeah,
apologize.
'cause-
I should have explained that better. No,
That
you did not see Nero at all.
everything.
Okay.
You saw another Dragonborn who was wearing the insignia of the group. You have only heard Nero by name as the potential leader of the group.
Okay. Then Claude said nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Allra just keeps talking off because he goes, well, if you knew, I am a history teacher here. I teach the local children. And he just goes on and on about his day job. He is a history teacher. He loves
history.
Oh, yes.
What do you know of underwater entities and deities?
Well, see, now that was
God.
the reason I wanted to come here today, because when you mentioned that temple, I had a few ideas, but I wanted to fact-check them. So I think we're going to be able to find exactly what it is you saw here. We're just going to have to find the right book. And you see, like, visible excitement in his face at the idea of searching through thousands of books.
Claude just visibly goes like a shade light, like paler, and he's like, "You mean to tell me you think this vision that I saw involves a temple under the water?"
Well, you did say underwater, yes, and if it is
And
real,
I went underwater.
Ideally, yes. To get there, you will have to. What is there a problem or?
Not one you have to worry about. And Claude just grumbles and walks off towards the library. He is now far less enthused of going after this piece.
Golov's looking at art on the wall.
Okay, yeah, you guys.
You go log.
You all walk into the foyer, and there's a clerk desk, and this time it's sort of a younger male human, and he looks up and goes, "Ah, welcome to the library. Are we searching for anything in particular today?"
Books.
Funny
Ponderosa
guy
has
over here.
already- Ponderosa has already wandered off. She's like looking for anything that might have to do with what her mom to do because she doesn't want to talk to Cypress.
Okay. I'll say for anybody who's looking for something specific, go ahead and make an investigation check, but please tell me what it is you're looking for before you roll.
Okay, I'm not, and I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Claude is probably going to be looking right along with Cypress's husband, try and find Allra. He's going to be looking right along with him for things involving the underwater deity, stuff of that nature. And if he's unable to find anything of that, he's going to just peruse anything about like the advancement technology, since like the musket.
Atreus wants to read about religion,
Okay.
like a big book of religion.
We'll do Claude first. So Claude, you can either roll with advantage because Allra is helping you, or you and Allra can each both roll for an investigation check for this book.
Investigation. I'll roll with advantage.
Okay. Setting my
'Cause-
die down.
I've actually got some decent. You said it was
Investigation, not history.
investigation. Yes. Over. Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. With Allra's help, you instantly bypass about tens of thousands of books as he takes you like towards the section where he knows it'll be. He goes, "Oh yes, let's not worry about all of this. It's probably going to be right over here." And he like thumbs through a few shelves. only about 5 to 10 minutes until he goes, ah, yes, this one right here. And he hands it to you, and it says, a comprehensive study of ruins in the continent of Allra.
All right, perfect. And with that, now that he has that, he'll, before he goes to sit down and start studying, he'll also try and find just something involving the advancement of technology from Muscat onward.
Okay.
Just to peruse through that after he's with whatever he's doing.
Give me
So
another investigation roll then. This time not with advantage because Alar's not helping. He's gonna go find his husband.
Hell yeah. Okay, 24.
24. You walking on your own, just this veritable sea of books all around you. You feel sort of a draft to your left, and you look around, and one book spine just catches your eye, and you walk up to it, take it out, and it's a book of exactly as you describe. It is comprehensive history of firearms and flask lock pistols, like who invented them, how they work.
He'll take that and he'll set it aside to read it after with the ruins.
Okay.
Finish studying the ruin.
Atreus, you were looking for a book on history or on religion?
Religion.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Ooh.
$15.
15. There's a lot to choose from. You immediately feel overwhelmed as there are a lot of books about the prime deity, a lot of the lesser gods, the family, the golden family tree that they all descended from. There's one novel that references a black sheep, another that references the inventor, a third novel that references a druid god known as Tove.
Let me look at the black sheep.
Okay.
For 100.
You grab for 100. You grab the book, and it's a very old book. It's got like it's bound with leather, and its stitching is very old-fashioned, and it just says the black sheep on it, which confuses you because it seems out of place for this section of the library since it all says religion. But yeah, that's what you find.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
I want to read it, but like.
Yeah, so here's how we'll handle books. I'm going to write out the stuff for you guys, and I will send it to you when I get a chance. But we'll just go off the assumption that you take the time to read it, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so after that, you guys find your books, and you take them back to the desk, and the desk clerk kind of goes, right then, we looking to rent these books out for a while?
I'll rent out the one with the ruins. Would it be possible to purchase this other one?
Well, none of the books are available for purchase, unfortunately. They belong to the city of Allra, but you can rent it out. And he takes out like this very thick form of papers, and he goes, you'll just need to sign up here for a library card, and I can go ahead and process that for you today.
All right. And Paul's like, he's like, I fucking hate paperwork. He just signs it out.
So
But
you start
whatever.
signing all the paperwork. Do you do the same, Atreus?
I mean, yeah, but like, what do they want to know? Like my home address.
It's just
I
standard
don't know, I
stuff.
can't really give them.
What's your
Okay.
name? Where do you live? You know, so
And-
that they can come.
Yeah,
Running
how
all
do
fake
how do I
information, by the
answer
way.
What
that?
if you're not a citizen of Allra?
Social security
Well-
number.
They don't want your
Plus
social
running-
security number.
I was
They-
just running all fake information.
All fake
They want-
information.
Yeah, I'm just filling it in with fake information that because well, I mean my name and stuff, but I don't know where I live. I don't have
Okay.
a home right now.
Technically true. Okay. So you fill out the paperwork with the fake informations, and he goes, "All right, everything appears to be in order." And he like, like does a, I don't know what the thing's called, but like he cuts
A
out
stamp.
two. Yeah, he does a stamp thing, and he hands you both a library card with your names on it. This here will get you into the library at any hour. We are fully staffed 24/7. Feel free to come and go as you please. Just we ask that you don't keep the books out for longer than 2-week period.
Fantastic.
Rebel without a cause, keeping it up for 3 weeks.
The true reason you are wanted. Overdue library books.
Hmm.
Sounds about right.
Cloud was never seen from again.
All right. At this point, Allra and Cypress kind of wander their way back to the front, and they go, looks like we found what we were looking for. Where's Ponderosa? And they all look
She's
around.
wandered off into like the deeper section of the library. I imagine it as like you guys remember at like Towels they have that glass room with like a special edition.
Ah,
Old
yes.
book room.
The rare book room, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she kind of wanders off into an area like that, and she is interested in like maps, old history,
Okay,
like
so here's what I'll say.
legends, things like that.
You're going off wandering this whole time, like throughout the time they're all finding these books and stuff, and you've been wandering for a while, like a good 10, 15, 20 minutes almost. You've been wandering around, and finally you find yourself in like the way far back of this city-wide building, this huge building. Like you feel like you've walked a mile almost. And you find this corner room of glass walls with a iron door, and you see an old man just sitting in a chair in front of the door. And he's just kind of like looking down at the moment, and then he just like looks right up at you with full eyes and goes, "Hey, what do you want?"
Books.
Cool. She like is slightly startled and she looks at him and she goes, "I was looking for maps of
Maps?
the land."
We don't have maps. We have books.
Okay, do you have books on the land?
We have books of maps. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
All right then. 5 gold.
Five gold.
Yeah.
0 gold.
And you work here?
You ask a lot of questions.
Yes, I do. I do work here.
Oh, you work here?
If I go to the front desk and I let them know that there's some creepy old little man standing in front of this door asking people for money, are they gonna let you stay?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
She just shakes her head and she's like, alright then. She just hands him 5 gold.
Okay. He pockets the 5 gold and he like scoots his chair off to the side. He goes, "Have at it."
She just like, she's so startled. She just like looks at him and she nods and she like walks into the room.
Okay. You walk into the room and inside is honestly the Powell's room is a great description. It's got like this table with maps on it, all contained within like glass cases. The shelves are locked by lock and key, but you see these very old books, these ancient maps of the continent. Yeah, what are you looking for really specifically?
I think what she's most interested in is like maps of the land because she doesn't know anything other than the forest she's from and that like kind of little southeast area of the map. So she's trying to get a better idea of the land that she's in.
Okay.
Because that's like her whole thing. She's a hunter. She needs to know where she is.
So looking at the world map here, are you looking for a map on the olive forest or the Nawalian jungle? Because I can give you one or the other, but not both.
I guess. Shoot, I don't know.
You're from the olive forest, if you need.
Yeah, so I don't want one from the olive forest. I want it from somewhere else. I don't know where we're headed, but she basically is trying to get as much knowledge of the land as she can, even like the city.
Okay, so I'll say you find a book that like details the founding of Allra.
Yeah.
And the surrounding area and why Allra is such a prosperous city with the natural resources around it.
She's trying to learn what she can of this city because she knows nothing, and she's like, why is Cypress here? Why is he so adamant about it?
Okay.
Like, any knowledge she can get of, like, what her father used to do, because basically, you guys, she's an elf, she's been alive for, I don't know, hundreds of years, and there's, like, a good chunk of her life, like a good 100 years, of knowledge that she doesn't know. So she's trying to catch herself up, basically, with history.
Okay. You do see like the book you're looking for is behind a lock and key, but you see in the room that there is a button that says push for help.
And she kind of contemplates. She's like, could I pick that lock? And she shakes her head. She's like, oh, my brother has a reputation. So she presses the button.
Okay, you push the button, zzz, and you hear outside the room, oh, God damn it! And and you watch as that man outside enters the room and goes, what do you need?
She just silently points to the book.
That
She's
book!
so tired of this little man.
And he like reaches into his pocket and he takes out a ring of keys.
No.
Oh.
He takes out a ring of keys and he goes over to the shelf and he unlocks it, takes out the book and goes, and he holds it to. This is a short man. This is a human male, but he is like half your height. He is very short.
Which is crazy because Ponderosa is already comparatively short.
Yeah, like you swear he's a halfling, but he's not. And he holds it up to you and you go to reach it and he takes the book back and goes, 5 gold!
She goes, what kind of library is this?
Again with the questions. Very annoying.
And you're very gritty little man. Libraries are meant to be full of free knowledge, are they not?
4 gold!
4 gold.
0 gold and they don't hang you by your pants.
She shakes her head and she goes, you are despicable, aren't you? This is a library! Do you understand what a library is?
Do you?
You guys can just kind of hear from the back of the library.
You're
just
pretty far away, so they hear like
She's
they hear
yelling,
an
she's
echo.
mad.
I mean, are we not
You
like
were
searching her at this
that.
point? She's not been
Yeah,
around
we're
for a
We're
while.
looking for her, right?
Yeah, you're looking for it at this point, I'd say. So yes, I
And
would say
she's
some
just,
of you hear the
arguing
argument.
with this man.
Okay,
She's just
Claude will
like,
make
"I
his
don't
way over there.
understand. I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
I want to
buy
make my
the
way
book.
over there
I
too.
just want to look at it. You're gonna make me pay 4 gold just to look at a book. I'm not even gonna check it out. I'm just going to look."
But Claude's gonna make his way over there,
Okay.
and he's gonna try and talk to the old man.
Well, so you go into the room, and you don't see
Yeah.
an old man.
So I just see like Ponderosa arguing with a floating book.
Yeah. You see a pile of gold on the chair outside the room.
I'll just kind of scoop that up and like hold it in my hand. I'm like, Ponderosa, what are you doing?
Must have been gaslit.
Yeah, she whips her head over it and she goes, "Obviously, I'm trying to get a book, and this little man is asking me for gold just to look."
What man?
She glares at him and she's like, "Claude, it is not time for your bullshit." She's so mad.
Claude's just gonna walk up and grab the book out of the air and open it. And he's like, Yeah.
Ponderosa, you see as he grabs the book, the old man hangs from it as he's lifted up. He goes, "Hey, no, stop that, stop that, stop that!" And he eventually lets go of the book and plops down onto the ground. He goes, and he runs out of the room.
Rosa is just like,
yeah.
what in the heavens and Mother Earth herself? She just takes the book. She's
By the way,
like,
is this yours? And he's gonna hand the 5 gold in his hand.
she just slowly takes it from him.
You had it on the chair there.
The little man asked me to give it to him.
Claude has like a look of genuine concern on his face. Like, are you all right?
I don't know anymore. She kind of just rubs her arm.
I understand the
very
fascination of books and knowledge, but I shouldn't be
Can you not-
hallucinating little men.
See it.
Sorry, Ponderosa.
She's so confused. She just sits
Well,
down.
so
She
I
leans
just
on the
kind of
table.
wants to take a quick look around. And he wants to try and basically do a track survival check, basically like a wisdom survival check,
Okay.
to see if there's any
Any presents?
Any presence, and I will say if Fey Fiend or Undead, I technically get advantage on it due to Blood Hunter.
Mm.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage then.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait. 1 second. 1 moment.
Hold.
Things have been dropped.
Alrighty, so let's see what I get.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, that is a 19.
19.
Yes, 19.
Okay. Claude, you do like a UAV scan of the area, and
Agro stands in the middle, just looks all over.
you look down about 10 rows, and you see a pair of glowing eyes, but nothing else.
Like underneath one of the.
He's like peeking around the corner of the shelf, like looking down at you guys. Just
Down at me.
yeah, down at no. Well, like in a lot, like
The
solid
hall.
floor. He's like 10 rows down, and he's just peeking around a bookshelf, looking at you guys.
Oh, okay, so he's not in the room with us. He's a little way down the way.
Yeah, he's a little ways down the way.
All right.
But you just see eyes. You don't see a body. You just see glowing eyes.
Okay, Claude's gonna take like a little pouch of like 4 or 5 gold and just jingle it near the creature, like towards the creature's like, hey there, I see you.
It sort of skitters from one side of the bookshelf to the other, and does like a kind of like a creepy horror story thing where it goes from one side to the other, but it keeps getting closer and closer bookshelves, and eventually it gets to about 10 feet away from you, and it looks out again. And Ponderosa,
Really?
you see this man, but Claude only sees a pair of eyes. But you just see this little old man skittering across the floor from side to side until he finally gets about 10 feet away. He goes, "You gonna give me my hard-earned money back or what?"
Do I hear this?
You do not hear this,
He's
Claude.
so mad.
Ponderosa, do you see these eyes?
You
I
see,
see a full man. What do you mean, Claude?
There's a black cloud here of just glowing eyes.
There is a fully apprehensive little man begging for my money.
Claude's gonna like jingle it a little bit more. He's like, tell me what you are. What? Don't be teasing my friend.
what I am? This guy's weird. He looks at you, Ponderosa. Is this your friend?
And I still hear nothing, right?
Yeah.
Rosa is like, rude.
You know what?
You are, little man.
You know
you
what?
don't
Screw
deserve to
this.
go.
And he bolts.
The eyes just run.
Oh yeah, you see the pair of eyes just sprint towards the exit. But you see this
Ponderosa
old man,
just, like,
Ponderosa,
runs.
sprint towards the exit.
Ponderosa
Well,
just
just-
looking at.
Pocket it, and now he's chasing after Ponderosa.
She wants the keys. She doesn't believe he works here. She goes, Claude, tell the front desk there's a little man with all of their keys.
Is he
You're
wearing
acting very odd.
us?
The two of you chase this man until you find everybody else back towards near the entrance. And you run into everybody. And Allra and Cypress and Atreus and Golag are all there.
Did we see anything?
No.
Ponderosa's just running after nothing.
Eventually let's see here. What's
I'll
your
just
base
catch him.
what's your base speed, Claude and Ponderosa? Are you actually trying to catch him?
My walking speed is 35. Ponderosa is trying to catch him. She wants the keys. She doesn't believe that he belongs there.
Okay. What about
Claude
you, Claude?
isn't trying to catch. He's trying to keep up with Ponderosa.
Okay.
So that's really all he's doing. He could care less about what this thing is.
Ponderosa's trying to tackle this man. She said, he's smaller than me. I can do it.
Ponderosa, he's trying to lose you. He's ducking from one side, going to the other, and he does successfully manage to shake you as
No!
he rolled really high. So, he's gonna. You turn a corner, swearing that he's around that corner, but you just run into Atreus and Golag and Cypress and Allra.
She kind of smacks face first into Atreus.
Ow!
Oh,
Did you
Atreus,
find any
get
picture
out of
books?
the
What
way!
the hell?
Why are you running in the
Did you see the little
library?
man? Did
Cypress
you
says.
see the little man?
What little
little
man?
Cypress.
What? Ponderosa.
What
The
to do
little
this?
man!
What little man?
He's got the keys. He just ran down this hallway, I swear.
You make no sense right now.
I do not know what you're talking about.
There was some kind of creature or entity that I saw. Apparently, she's seeing a little man. What I see is just a shadow with eyes.
Ooh,
Fools.
goes to the
All of you are
library.
fools. And she's so mad. She goes to storm off.
This is why I don't read books.
All
Books
right.
make you go crazy.
Well then, did we find everything we were looking for? Allra says, confused.
Oh, yeah, for the most part.
Right then.
Might as well.
Shall we head off then?
Where's Fenrir?
Fenrir has been waiting in the lobby by the clerk. The clerk gave him like some water in a little bowl for him.
I almost want him to try to find the little man. Ponderosa
Find
the little
is
man.
so-
We're gonna trace.
She's
We're gonna
so
pull this
frustrated.
thread down to its core, aren't we?
I'm thinking about it. She looks at Claude and at the book in his hand, and she holds her hand out. Can I have the book at least?
I gave you the book. It's in your other
No,
hand.
you did not.
Is Claude holding the book, or did he hand it off to Ponderosa?
You gave me my money back. You didn't give me the book.
You still have the book, Claude.
Sorry.
She
You
snatches
guys are
the book from him.
confusing.
She shakes her head and she goes,
Claude is
"Cypress."
scatterbrained right now.
She's like, this is why I don't live in the city.
The library is impressive, though.
The clerk kind of watches you all like begin to head out, and he goes, "Oh,
Wait.
well, your pet here was very well behaved. Was there anything else I could do for you?"
Is there a
She
little
just,
man
like-
in this library?
She like
I'm gone.
clenches everything. She's like,
I'm sorry.
pet? You just called my dire wolf a pet?
Oh, not this again.
Is he not a pet?
She just like, she is like grinding her teeth. She goes, Fenrir, let's go.
He sure looks like a pet. You look up, and the old
No.
man's dangling from the chandelier.
And she like yells. She's so mad. She goes,
Everybody looks up, like Allra and Cypress are like jumped by that, and they look up at the chandelier. Nothing.
I'm gonna
Do I
kill
hear the
myself.
eye still?
You
I'm
see the
afraid-
cloud. You see the cloud of smoke and the glowing eyes, but everybody else sees nothing.
Does this little man work in your vicious library?
Vicious.
The clerk
She's just losing it.
the clerk sort of looks at you with a look of, do I need to call somebody?
I just kind of like put my hands on the back of Potter's. I'm like, she didn't take her meds today.
She like shoves him off. She goes, do you know that that little human beast is carrying all of the keys to your greatest treasures back there?
We don't lock up any of our books.
She's grinding her, dude, she's freaking out. She's just like, she's holding the book in her hand and she's like, "But-
Potterosa gets gaslit at the library. What a
Deadass.
video in there.
Everyone is against Ponderosa. She's freaking out.
That's the
She's
video
like-
title.
She's literally
Yes,
a
at the
hunter.
library.
Garlag's gonna step in front of everybody and say, "No, nobody needs to be called. This is my first time at a library, and I've not had a good time at all.
Right.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go."
I want to end it on a good note.
Right then. Well then, good day to you all.
Do I just get to keep this book then?
Well, I'm assuming you filled out the paperwork as well and stuff.
She didn't even know that the book was there.
Let's just assume
It
yes.
was locked up.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Is she gonna be surprised that this book just showed up?
What do you mean?
Because it was
Because
in
you
a
said
locked
none of them were.
room,
Yeah.
in a locked case,
Right.
and this person is like, we don't lock up any of our stuff.
Yes, correct.
So then she
So
wouldn't know
where
that
did this book come
exists.
from?
Where did this book come from?
You set the book down on the desk. Oh, good point, actually. So then, hold on.
I just get to have this book.
Let me double check what it is that's going
Mine
on
now. Bye.
and make sure I read all its conditions and understand it correctly so that I'm not screwing it up.
What the hell?
A little man made me pay $5 for this book. If I had to pay $5 for this book,
Okay.
I'm keeping it.
I know how this
I
should go.
don't know what dollars are.
You set the book
What
down
are
on the
you
table,
about?
and he does go, this doesn't look like one of our books.
Then she will not be signing it out, and will be leaving.
Goodbye.
She goes, right. And she snatches the book. She puts it in her bag of holding. And she just goes, we'll be going now.
Have a good day.
Yeah, we will.
You
She
as
just
well.
spins really
Bald.
fast, and she snaps for Fenrir, and they just leave. She just leaves.
The old man from the chandelier waves at you goodbye.
She just sneers at him. She goes, psycho little freak. And she leaves.
Okay.
I was still just like absolutely baffled by whatever that is and why it's haunting her so.
I have special things in my life. Ponderosa is haunted by many things.
One of them a little man in a library.
Quite literally, like, her thing is that she's haunted. She's a haunted one.
Anyway, you all
Oh,
are
the
outside. I'll say at this point, after all this shopping, it's probably about 1 in the afternoon.
Would the army be ready by now?
The armor is still not ready. It's gonna need a bit more time, probably another
It's
hour
still
or
cooking.
Hmm.
Wow, I just learned a pretty cool characteristic of Ponderosa. Anyway,
Merce, make sure you make a note that you got this book, and I'm gonna be working this week on sending you guys a lot of written material.
okay,
go.
what's the book called?
Call it Old Special Book. That's what we'll call it for now.
A very special old book.
Is it? Did she get the book about the city?
Yeah, that is the book that she got. I mean, upon quick glances, you do see it is still what it is. It's a history of Allra, the surrounding areas, how the city came to be.
It says it right here. How to gaslight.
I'm gonna hit you with this book.
Gaslighting 101.
As you walk back down into the city, Ponderosa swearing that there's a little man in the building, while everyone else is like, eh.
She has special sight as an elf. You guys just wouldn't understand. No.
Unless there's anything you guys would like to do, I can go ahead and do some fast forwarding if we would like.
There is, but I think Claw's just gonna want to try and do it all at once, so he'll wait until he gets his stuff back. Or gets his stuff.
We'll say then you guys hang around for an hour, get some lunch or whatever, and your armor is now ready. You go back, and Breph's there, and he goes, ha ha! Here you are. Beautiful, beautiful scale armor.
Very impressive. Incredibly well made. Thanks.
Can Ponderosa look around the shop? I'm assuming they're all going as a group.
Yeah, you're all together as a group now, so you and Golag are now here for the first time at the armorer.
Golag's gonna step forward and go, "Hey, my fellow big man," and I'm gonna go for a predator.
Ah ha ha! It's the Beastmaster meme. Those two like biceps just.
Yeah,
Go,
just-
dude, I'm wearing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's classic.
He goes, you know, I've won a bit of money off of you in the fighting ring.
Yeah, well, I do know what I'm doing.
Right, so here are the scale mail, and let's see, you also wanted. That's right, you had the really impressive armor, and he comes back with this very beautiful. I'll let you describe it. How would you like it to look?
Let's see. That's
But for
That's a good
technical
question.
purposes, this is going to be a +2 armor for you.
let's go.
Two studded
Plus
leather
2.
Yep, studded leather armor, +2. Very
I
nice.
would imagine it's black and it has like shoulder pads. And the studs are like there's studs and then it's cross stitched.
Okay.
So like think about like squares, but every corner there's a stud.
Okay.
And it kind of laces on either side, but like instead of laces, it's like imagine it's like links that you
Okay.
can like resize.
Nice.
That's it. That's all.
And
It's
he
special.
hands, as you describe, he hands that to you, and he goes, "It's one of my finest pieces, I must say."
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you, thank you. I am pretty good.
I slide off my other studded armor and I give him that.
Yes, thank you. Fair payment.
Right, and Claude is gonna, because Claude's been wearing his armor like underneath his shirt. Claude's gonna like undo first two like buttons or pieces of his shirt,
Okay.
and he's gonna work at the links on his chest to undo the thing.
Okay.
And as he undoes it, and he hands off the breastplate, those that are around would notice his entire chest, though he's not wounded at all, is just covered in bandages, like tightly bound bandages over his chest. And he just throws the scale mail on, puts the shirt on, and then makes no mention of anything.
And Breath kind of puts his hands on his hips and nods, looks at you both approvingly. He goes, another fine work.
You're missing something.
Oh, right. And he goes behind the desk and he comes back out with your musket, and you can see that there has been something added to it. There appears to be this little glass makeshift steampunk scope that has been placed onto it. And he goes, "This is fully detachable if you do not want it, but I noticed that your range could have been improved on. So I went ahead and made it so that now you can reach things even further away."
This. Very good. You've definitely outdone yourself and lived up to your name. Oh, you've definitely lived up to your name.
Haha, thank you. My name is pretty good.
Your reputation is even better.
Right, so then.
Okay, whoa, guys.
Whoa.
Right
We
then.
don't
Well,
need no kissing in the shop.
best of luck to all of your endeavors. Cypress, you and I are now even, my friend. And he like punches him in the shoulder, and he goes,
Ow.
"Thank you." And he
Garlock's gonna join in and hit him too.
Cypress gets smacked down onto the ground, and Allra goes, "Oh God, honey," and he
Oh,
like
no.
helps.
Ponderosa's
Oh,
just like
God.
snickering in the corner. She's looking at different like arm pieces for bow.
Okay.
Fucking whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But she's just like laughing. She's like,
Fenrir like goes up to him and licks him on his face while he's down. He's just like, "Thank you, Fenrir. Thank you, Golog, Claude, everyone. All right, are we done now?"
Do you know where I could get this enchanted by any chance, Breath? You mentioned that for me to get it to the full capacity you were mentioning. Enchant.
Oh yes. Well, you will want to take that to Grim Nymphs then. She's a very well-known enchanter here in the city.
Ponderosa looks over and she goes, "That's where my bow is."
Oh.
Yeah, we were there earlier. She had some really silly enchantments, so be careful.
Really silly and jump.
He just doesn't understand any of it. He's just like, yeah. It's not
Strangely
good.
odd. Things that are just not applicable. Weird.
Ponderosa just shakes her head and she's like, "Golog, show him the way. Do you remember?"
Why would I not want a hangover?
Can you show him the ducks?
she just
Ducks.
she looks at Atreus and she goes, "Fine," and she just conjures up 5 little
Let's
duck
go.
Well,
things.
hold on. Do you remember the command word to activate the item?
Oh, let me see.
Because the item has a command word.
Let me see.
Man word quack.
Yeah. I summon
Oh.
thee, Shenron.
Let's see.
The quacking.
She just mumbles, "King of Ducks." She just goes, "King of Ducks," and she like mumbles a little chant, and 5 little ducks just literally pop into little just little puffs of smoke, and then there's 5 ducklings just circling Ponderosa.
Golog, you see these 5 fluffy, cute little like yellow ducklings, and they're all just kind of floating and like jumping around Ponderosa, and they just go quack, quack, quack.
And
Well, hello,
she
little
has
guys.
this little circlet around her. She has 2 of them. She has one that is just like a basic silver, like braided almost circlet, and then a secondary really thin one that's right above it, and that one seems to be the like gemstones on it are just glowing slightly.
Okay. Yeah, Golog's just gonna look down and think they're super cute, and maybe reach his arm out and see if they want to hang out.
They all stop like from going in a circle around Ponderosa, and they all like stand to attention, and they use their little flapper to like do a salute to Ponderosa. They're awaiting your order.
My favorite
I
ducks.
want them to like crawl up on me and just hang up.
She looks down at each of them and she just goes, "Go on."
They quack, 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 and they all start climbing up your arm, Golog, and like they all rest. It's like that old Pixar animation film with all the birds on the wire. It's just you have 5 ducklings now resting on your shoulders, Golog.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I lean my ears over to them and snuggle with them.
She just
Best
shakes her
enchantment.
head. All right, let's go get my bow.
They can stay, right?
How long do they stay again?
They
24 hours,
so with
You're in a city, so there. I feel like that had a
Kingdom-
factor.
no, that's only with the other
Oh, okay.
enchantment of the circlet. That's like within a certain range, all of the ducks come to me.
Okay.
But this one, it's just 5 ducks that hang around until midnight, I believe.
Okay.
That's a long rest.
Because that's it doesn't say how long they. King of Ducks, it just says it allows 5 ducks to assist you on my current task.
We'll
and I
say they
gain
disappear
advantage
at
from the next
midnight.
roll.
We'll say
Yeah,
they disappear
and maybe
at
it's
midnight.
like it's a concentration spell if something were to mess with it.
So we'll say, all right, unless anything wants to be said or done, you guys can fast forward to the shop again. You guys know where Grim Nymphs is, and
Yeah, you can lead the way.
you come back and you enter. Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. And
I forget. Do our magic items? Does like Ponderosa have a?
illegal
Does she
magical
have-
item.
Yeah, is that what that is? The bow?
My bow?
Yeah.
No, my bow isn't an illegal magical item. Any illegal magical items I have are within the. I have a bag of holding,
Okay.
so all of them are in that bag if I had any.
Bows are
Cool.
sort of like gray area in this universe because it's like, yeah, everybody is expected to have a bow or some sort of weapon on them. Whether or not it's enchanted, it's one of those things that's impossible to enforce. The government tries to tell them, hey, don't enchant your shit, but a lot of people do. It's one of the not so followed rules.
And the circlet is like a jewelry, like random enchanted item. Like you could
Well, that
have,
one's
I
not
could have
illegal.
bought
You
it.
bought that in the store.
Yeah, I could have just. That one's just like kind of a.
It depends
useless
heavily. It's an
trinket,
item to
but-
item basis. Like if it's an item that does a lot of damage, like an area of effect, then it's a little more serious.
How about my magic item? Is that illegal? I don't remember.
Which one am I thinking of? Your
My whip.
whip? It's up there. People would definitely turn their heads, but you're not going to be seized, I would say.
Okay.
But you enter back in and you hear a lot of working in the workshop in the back room, and she goes, "Oh, I'll be there in 1 minute." She's working very hard because it's only been about an hour since you guys left. An
But
hour
it's
or
been
two.
longer. They were.
Oh, that's right. You guys waited a bit. So
And we also went to the library for like 30 minutes.
you went to the
Yeah, they-
library, and then you
Because
waited
they
for
got there around the same time that we got to the armory.
We'll say then it's been about 4 hours. So a little
Okay.
later in the afternoon now, about 6 p.m. Or no, I said 2. We'll say it's 4 p.m. now. And she comes
Yeah,
out.
I don't think I have any illegal magical items.
She comes out and you can see that she's
Anymore.
like, she's drenched in sweat. She looks like her face is flushed. She's working very hard. She comes out and goes, "Oh, back so soon. I still need just a little bit longer. Sorry."
No worries. Would anyone like to take a look around?
Yes, I was hoping maybe we'll just.
Yes. Hi. How can I help you?
Few items I'm looking for. Do you, by any chance, have some sending
Some
ways to
mending?
communicate? Sending stones, ways to communicate long distance.
Sending stone. Sending stone. She turns around and opens a drawer behind her, and she fishes out about 4 like black onyx marbles, and she goes, yeah, I still had 4 left on me.
Awesome. In addition, do you have anything that might increase the quality of healing one would receive?
Increase the quality of healing, like a potion?
More like an.
An item.
I also, just so you know, Claude, I have like 3 different levels of healing word. So,
Mhm.
just so you know.
Yeah.
Right, I'm looking at that too, Jake.
Well, like an item that increases the odds that you get good rolls on your dice or something.
You know, I'm thinking, healing items are rather more sought after, as can be expected, as, you know, people don't like to die.
And
People-
there's a lot of fighting in this city, apparently.
Well, you know,
She looks at Golog.
we profit because of it. Might be morbid, might be not. Who knows? Anyway,
Well, I've been declared dead 3 times. It's not that bad.
really? She like is shook by that. She goes, "Oh,
Yeah, the darkness is a bit scary, but you come back.
Ponderosa
But you
just
come back.
like stares
He
at him.
fully-
She's like, that is not the way that I feel about it at all. She like has also died multiple times.
Not too bad. Could be worse.
She's like, it's actually pretty bad. Rather terrifying, I would say.
All right, well, agree to disagree, I suppose.
Okay. She like is thinking, and then she looks like she has a light bulb moment, and she reaches under her desk, and she takes out this silver box, and she goes, "Well, I do have one of these left. These were very popular, and these are in high demand for the front lines and for the soldiers. I am contracted by the government to make these quite regularly. I'm not even.
Oh,
really...
we have friends in the government.
Do you now?
Yeah,
Both
Yeah.
in
Cool.
here and
I know him quite well. I think that deserves a discount.
Bud's.
Okay, Golog.
Bud's just gonna.
Go on.
First off, what is the actual
Why
base
couldn't you
price,
do
if I
this
may
when
ask?
I paid for my bow?
Well, she opens the box, and inside you see an
Oh.
amulet, a silver amulet with a red and orange gem. It's odd. This gem is 2 different colors. It's red and orange, and it's like mixed together, almost sort of like a lava-esque feel to it. And she goes, "This will bring you back from the brink of death. This will, in some words, save you from going into that great beyond that you talk about, sir." And she looks at you, Golog.
It's just dark.
Okay.
I don't know if it's beyond anything.
It
Golog
is
doesn't understand.
It is incredibly valuable.
How helpful.
How much is valuable?
This is going to run you about 450 gold.
Okay.
Damn.
I would like to ask another option. I would like to ask a bulk purchase.
A what? Sorry?
Bulk purchase.
Oh, a bulk purchase. Okay.
That amulet, the sending stone. And I understand you're busy right now, but tomorrow, would you be willing to enchant this scale mail that I currently wear?
Enchant it to do what? She says as she's excited at the prospect of business, but also really stressed out at the idea of 48 hours of straight work.
Essentially, I want it to not hinder my nimbleness as much as, and potentially dampen the sound it makes while moving.
So looking for stealth and speed while remaining protected, is that correct?
Yes. No need to add a protection, just increased agility and reduced sound.
I could do all of that for you. How soon would you want the armor back?
I understand you're busy for the rest of today. If it would be possible to have it done by either tomorrow or the afternoon the day after.
Day after. She's like making some notes on her notepad on her desk. She goes, I could have it done for you the day after. That, the amulet, and I'll throw in the sending stones. We'll just call those free. But
Alright.
for these two purchases, that will cost you... we'll say... 1,100 gold.
11. Might you be convinced to make it 1,000? And Claw's gonna try his best to be like kind of friendly.
Okay, give a persuasion
Dude.
check.
He doesn't. Okay, yay! Persuasion,
How
Well,
high
it's
is your
not-
persuasion?
not high. Claw's not.
Yeah, I was about to say,
persuasive.
that wasn't a skill you invested in, is it?
Yeah.
15.
Where's Cypress?
Cypress and Allra are waiting outside.
Oh, they can't assist because they're part of the government.
I was gonna ask, but I didn't think they were there.
Well, she thought you were. She thought
I'll
you were
I'll probably
bullshitting her
mention-
because they're not in the. They're not in the room. She was like, "Oh,
I'd
okay.
probably-
Everybody's a friend of John Cena. I get it."
I would probably mention though that like he does technically he does work for government in the capacity of he worked for Maribel, so he'd probably say like, "Oh, I have association affiliation with the council that runs Dracorn or Darkom."
I see. She considers your counter offer. $10.50, and I'm doing you a favor. I'm going to have a very busy 2 days ahead of me.
That's understand. 10-15. And Claude'll plop down.
1,050 gold.
So he's gonna plop down 100 platinum pieces,
Okay.
and then an extra 50 gold piece.
She's gonna slide the platinum into her cashier drawer, and then she's gonna take the 50 gold and pocket it, and then she's gonna go, all right then, well, lot of work ahead of me. You'll have your bow back. Give me, in fact, actually, she checks something in the back room. Give me 15 minutes, and she runs back to the back room.
Oh, okay.
Or do you wait the 15 minutes?
Yeah, and Claude'll
Yeah. There's another item I'm interested in.
Oh,
Yeah.
during that 15 minutes, Claude'll take off his scale mail that he just ordered
Mm-hmm.
and leave it on the countertop for her.
She, after 15 minutes, she comes back and you see the arrows now. There's nothing visibly different about them, but when she hands them to you and you grasp them, you feel the surge of magical energy flow through them. She goes, right, well, a dozen arrows, as you requested.
Wonder
And,
with a nod, and she puts them back in her little bag.
and here is your bow.
Okay.
And you see your bow looks almost the exact same. It's kind of been polished a little, like as best as you can with wood. It's kind of been like shaved ever so slightly just to like wear out the rough edges, the pieces that were going. And now there is a kind of an iron handle on like the arc pieces and then on the handle piece. And she goes, "This will reinforce it and allow it to survive longer." And when you grasp the bow, you feel another surge of energy go through it, and you know that she was true to her word and she did her job well.
She kind of like grips the bow really tight, and she's like, "It will be an adjustment, but I appreciate it." And she bows her head like in respect, and she kind of puts her bow on her shoulder, and then she kind of points over to like a rack, and there's like a cloak, and she points at that. A cloak of protection is what the little tag says, and she goes, "How much for this cloak?"
Cloak of protection. Did I mention a cloak of protection?
No, you didn't, but I did.
Oh. I like your
I did.
gumption.
It exists there now.
It's a wondrous item. I assumed it would be in the enchantress.
Yeah, I mean,
A wondrous item?
that just means it doesn't mean it's high rarity. It just means it's something that's not the other.
Yeah, it
things.
just means it's a magical item.
Okay.
Unless you don't want me to have
No,
that,
that's fine. That's fine.
I just assumed. I was just looking at wondrous items.
No, that's fine. That is how I like to roll as a DM. If you guys are looking for stuff, I want to be able to apply to the best of my ability. So, yes, you do see this cloak, and it's kind of on a mannequin, kind of a half-broken mannequin. She's kind of using what she has in the store to display items, and she goes, "Oh, that. Well, yeah, that's your standard cloak of protection. That would run you about." That one will cost you 275 gold.
She nods her head. She kind of goes over to it. She's feeling the fabric, like opening it, like looking at it, like really looking at it. And she nods her head and she goes, "All right then, 250 gold."
She sort of gives you a side eye. She said 275.
Oh, I heard 250. My bad.
You're good. I thought you were trying to be smarmy there. I was like,
No, I heard 250. Sorry, I guess I'm just dead.
No, you're
she
good.
Just like Ponderosa does not have the energy anymore today after that little man. She just bargained, so she's just like, and her charisma is awful, so she knows she would get shit. And she just goes, "All right, 275 it is."
She slides the gold, and she's looking happy. She's making a lot of business happen. She's feeling pretty good, but also just like doing a mental checklist in her head of what she's gonna need to do for the next few days. And she goes, "Right then, well, shall I get to it, or is there anything else we are looking at?"
I was wondering if you had any rings for sale. Any
Rings.
enchanted rings?
Rings. I do, yes, a few. And she takes out like a little display case with a bunch of ring holders and places them on the table. Is there something you're looking for?
No, I literally just want to know. Tell me.
So, let's see. Let's see what we can offer you. Right then, well, we have a few rings here with various enchantments that could aid you in your journeys. This one, she picks it up and she says, "This will allow you to move freely in areas that you may find difficult to move through." She places it back down, and she picks this one up. "This one, a bit more pricier, will give you an extra level of protection that most people find is very, very useful, but it is a higher priced item." She places it back down. And then this item, she picks it up. "This one will allow you to walk on water. Rather fun gag for the children, usually."
I kind of
just kind of like as Claude like takes off the same ring that she's mentioning because he.
Oh, okay.
He has one. He's just kind of like looking a little bit worse. It's for adults too.
And she goes, she nods, and she places it back down and goes, "Oh, and then lastly, I have this one. And this one, Well, the best way to describe it, honestly, is that it keeps you warm.
Ring of warmth. What was the second one? The protection one.
The protection one. This is above table. This is a ring of
Yeah.
protection.
And what is? Should I look
Plus
it up?
1 AC.
It is +1 to AC and saving throws.
Ooh.
Ooh, how much is that ring?
That ring is...
Atreus doesn't want to get hit anymore. He's tired of it.
Kind of
Being hit isn't fun.
thing, like with the cloak of protection.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, for some reason I am banned off of Reddit, and I don't know why. That is really confusing me.
Dang.
That's so awesome.
I try to pull up feeds and forums to help me price this stuff, but it's like, no, you're not allowed. I'm like, what the? Okay.
D&D 5e we does.
Yeah, that's what I just found. So, oh wait, this is 3.5e. And that's also the wrong item. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I like. She holds this ring up and goes, "This is a rather valuable ring. It is very expensive. This will cost you about 2,200 gold."
Oh, moly.
Can I do like an insight to see if I'm like getting ripped off?
Sure, go ahead and roll insight.
I don't think you are. This is my other mother. Kidding.
I've adopted this woman. She's my mother now.
Yeah, she reminds Ponderosa of Britta. If you guys don't know who Britta is, it's like her adoptive mother almost.
18.
18.
Yes,
You guys are spending a lot of money in her shop. She's getting comfortable throwing numbers around.
Comfortable throwing numbers, as in like.
She's...
Yeah,
Okay.
no, this is that.
Yeah. I don't know how to like take that. Like
Wait, you're 18, you
we're
said?
not valuable customers. Yeah.
She's learning quickly you guys are valuable customers and that you have money to spend.
Okay. And she said 2,200.
Yeah, 2,200 for the ring.
I'll do 1,500. Closes shop. Kicks us out.
Ponderosa literally leaves.
2,100.
1,900.
2,050 gold. And I'll throw in that shield.
I don't need a shield. You're just adding.
Are you two shields?
How much was that shield?
The
What kind of shield?
the expression shield. She's talking about the
Yeah.
expression shield.
Yeah.
There's no price tag on it, so she says, "Well, the shield is worth about 75 gold."
So you could just
Oh, I
take
think it
75
was
gold
just
off the
one.
original price. That's what I'm hearing.
Look, do you want the ring or not? I've got a busy night ahead of me.
I'll think I will be fine. Thank you, though.
All right then.
Wow,
She
what a
places the
bargain.
ring back in her drawer, places it back in the shelf. Would that be all?
For me? Yeah,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right then.
Thank you for
I have work to do. She clasps her hands and she heads back into the back room with your armor
Ponderosa
clad.
calls to her. She goes, "Thank you again."
Anytime. I have many more items if you ever wish to keep looking. Perhaps on a day when I don't have ortas.
Ponderosa bows her head and she just walks outside. The cloak she has, I imagine, is like, I would say like a foresty green, but it's almost sheer, and it's got these like intricate beading and like gold embroidery on it. I don't know what the cloak of protection usually looks like, but I imagine it was something pretty that Ponderosa liked.
It can be whatever you look
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I always leave flair for the players.
Beautiful. Then that's what it is. It's like this almost sheer, but still like warm cloak. It's got this beautiful beading and embroidery on it. And it just complements like what she. It doesn't really make sense with how Ponderosa looks and what she typically wears, but it's her vibe.
You step out with the cloak, and Alar and Cypress kind of acknowledge it, and Alar goes, "Oh, I love that cloak on you." And Cypress goes, "It suits you, Ponderosa."
She just nods, but like the tips of her ears are red. And she just like she acknowledges them, but she walks to Fenrir.
Yeah, they were just keeping watch of Fenrir, and he like looks at you, looks at the cloak, sniffs it, like this new item, very curious, and then he just kind of like jumps up into your arms for like a hug. He's like standing on his hind legs and is just licking your face.
She kind of like braces herself. She's like holding him up, and she's like, Fenrir.
Right then, so
By the way, this is a dire wolf. This man's back is like to Ponderosa's like
yeah.
waist. So imagine me with a Great Dane.
So, anything else we wish to do today?
I think I'm chilling. I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless we want to set out to fight monsters.
Claude now has no armor, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I suggest if you all are going to go out for some hunting outside of the city limits, perhaps wait until the next day.
Yeah.
Early
at the very
morning.
least, until I get my armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
no,
armor,
have armor.
my armor's gonna take till tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
She said probably tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow.
Okay.
And Alar goes, right then, well, we have another fun night in the city. Shall we do anything?
Are you buying us drinks at a pub again?
Playing with Fenrir, because they have not disappeared yet.
Oh yeah, the ducks hop off your shoulders, Golog, and they start nestling and like flapping their wings on the back of Fenrir.
They love Fenrir.
Yeah, and Fenrir's like trying to like nip at them, just.
He just plays with them. He loves them.
I'm fine with killing another night here.
All right, sister, a word, please.
She glances at him over her shoulder and she nods.
And he pulls you aside and goes, "Do me a favor. Don't drink tonight. I want to show you something."
Her ears get kind of red again, and she goes, "I wasn't planning on it."
Right. Okay then. Well, once we're all settled and happy in the bar, I'd like to sneak away for a moment and show you something if you don't mind.
She nods again to him. She goes, "All right then."
Okay. So we'll say, for the sake of brevity now, as we approach near the end of this session, you guys can all happily have a night of drinks and revelry at the bar. Arm wrestling, darts, bar games ensue. But Ponderosa, as everybody's kind of like getting midway into their drinks, Cypress looks at you with like a look of it's time, and he makes his exit from the bar. Do you follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't say much, but he's gonna keep walking, and he leads you through the city a bit, passing through certain city streets, businesses. It's now about 9 p.m. and the sun is beginning to set. There's like a really beautiful purple hue over the sky that's quickly turning into a dark blue for the nighttime. And he goes, "Look, I get it. If I suddenly looked at me after coming from where we came from, I wouldn't recognize it either. But I want you to see something." And he turns a corner, and you guys are now at the entrance of what appears to be a city park, sort of. Kind of like Central Park in New York, kind of like it's,
Yeah.
there's city everywhere, but this one section is beautiful botany, flora, like thick trees, a beautiful river, various bushes, looks like a couple hiking trails. It's a very wide area. It goes for a while. And he sort of like nods to you and he walks into the park. Do you join him?
She kind of stands there for a second, but then she kind of reluctantly follows him.
He keeps talking. He goes, after our village burned down, I ran. And that's all I did, was run. And for hundreds of years, I didn't know what to do. I was living in one hole, out of another, begging for scraps. I didn't know what to do. All I wanted to know was what happened to our parents. And then I found this city, and I was exactly as you were, just these other few days ago. I was shell shocked. I didn't know what any of this was, what it meant, how it works. I felt completely exhausted and overwhelmed, and I didn't know how to live in any of this. I didn't even know if I wanted to live, to be honest. I felt so alone. But then I met Allra, and Allra helped me with understanding the world that we have now, the world that exists today. And I just thought you should know that I never forgot. And he reaches sort of this little clearing, and you see, like, this is like a nature trail where there's a bunch of signs telling you, like, hey, this is the safe trail to go on, don't venture off of it. And you see a sign that says, you are now halfway through the Savael Woods. And you recognize that name, since that is your father's name. And he goes, I've had a bit of sway with the council. The Parks and Rec department is a rather small one that kind of gets tossed to me because it's something that nobody really cares about. People don't really care about nature in the city. People don't really care about things that grow when you can just build things. But I wanted a bit of home in my new home, if that makes sense. And he kind of gestures to the woods around him, and he goes, this is kind of my pet project. This is a piece of land that I've saved from the advancements of this world.
She's just kind of glancing and she's looking around. She's fiddling with like the ring on her hand. She's just glancing and she nods in understanding. She's not quite sure what to say. The gears are turning.
And also another thing. I know when we got separated, I was just beginning to learn archery and various ways of our people. And I know you feel like I don't know those things, but I do. And he kicks a tree, and this little trapdoor in a box hidden in the tree opens up, and out drops a bow with a kind of a brass handle to it. And he catches the bow in one hand, and then he takes out a few arrows, and he sort of like looks at you with a sort of like, watch me face, and he starts firing arrows at various targets around the place that drop. You see a few more targets kind of drop out of the trees. And okay, well, he misses a few, but
Nice.
Well, terrible form.
okay. So, okay. It got progressively better. So he missed a few targets, but then on his last 4, you watch as he nails perfect bullseyes with his bow.
You just had to warm up.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've not forgotten who we are. I know who we are. And even though it has been hundreds of years, sister, I still am trying to figure out what happened to our father and mother.
She kind of crosses her arms and she's like looking at the targets while he talks.
I still care, Ponderosa. I am still your brother, and I am so happy to have you back again. I just am asking for you to give this new world a chance, because even though there is a lot of bad, a lot of evil and corrupt in it, there is also a lot of good, a lot of prosperity, health, happiness. You just have to give it a chance.
She kind of just like stares, and then she looks at him, she looks at his bow, and she looks back at him, and she goes, well, your form could be a lot better, but I suppose I could try.
He sort of blushes and goes, well, I didn't get as many lessons from you as we were planning on. Perhaps maybe that can change now.
She grinned and she shook her head. She goes, Cypress, you would never be able to do what I do, but I can teach you a little bit better. I can teach you a little bit how to hold your bow a little better.
Speaking of which, he removes a piece off of his bow. It's this little iron ring. It's got like bits of gold mixed into it. Like, it's not gem encrusted really, but it's like, you know how like a gold ore vein looks, like a natural golden ore vein.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful clear like silver and iron. Sorry, okay, I'm mixing up stuff here. It is a silver ring with gold ore like pressed into it. And he like clips it off of his bow and goes, let me see your bow.
She like holds her bow away from him. She goes, why? What is that?
Trust me.
She like presses her lips together and she like reluctantly hands it to him, and she goes, you know how much I hate changing my bow, and I'm already getting used to the new changes.
He places his hand on your hand that's holding the bow, and then he goes, I know. And he clips the ring onto the bow. And it's just like hanging on the archway, like on the arc part of the bow where you really don't interact with the bow. It's right off of the reinforcements that she just put on it. And he goes, that'll give you a bit of luck in your endeavors. And you can go ahead and write on your bow that you now have a +1 bow.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. But
So essentially,
note.
You know all the numbers you're adding when you roll to hit. You're adding 4, right? Every time you roll.
Well, I am now.
Yes. Now you're adding 5.
So it's a damage bonus of...
It's a +1 for attack rolls.
Attack and damage for weapon.
Yeah, both, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on. Fuck, what did I do? Okay!
And he clips it on and like keeps holding your hands, and he goes, look, I get it if you're not going to stay in this city. I get it if you think that the answers lie out there in the world. But I believe the answers can be found here, and I'm going to stay where I believe I can do the most good. I trust you enough to follow your heart. I just ask that you just stay in touch with me, please. I don't want to lose you again. I need you to know that I am still me, Ponderosa. I am still the brother you grew up with.
Hold on, I fucked up my thing.
What thing? What are you talking about, Ponderosa? Why are you staring off into space? What is going on?
She's going psycho!
Ponderosa, they said you were talking to people today that
No,
weren't
stop! Can you just repeat what you said?
Bloody man, he's everywhere.
Repeat what you said. I just fucked up my bow. I removed everything off of it.
That's okay. I'll help you fix it. But he said, I just need you to know that I am still me. I am still your brother. And I understand if you need to go out there into the world to find the answers that you are looking for, that I am looking for. I just believe that the answers also lie here in the city. That is why I took this job in the government. That is why I am trying my best to learn as much as I can so that I can figure out what happened. I'm still me.
She nods her head and she places her hand on her brother's like shoulder like this. And she goes, I know, but I need to adjust. This isn't as easy as it seems.
He nods in understanding, and he goes, "Shall we go back to the bar then now?"
She nods her head and she like pats him on the shoulder. She's like, I think you could use a drink.
Let's just hope they haven't burned the place down yet. As
Oh,
he
with all luck,
says,
you'll never
We
know.
would never.
She comes back and we've committed arson.
you guys are like, guys, we can't explain it, but everybody's fucking dead. We gotta leave.
We gotta go.
Oh, it's they're about to light a Molotov. I can explain.
I can explain. Okay, so as the two of you, brother and sister, head back to the bar to join your companions, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Woohoo!
Woo-wee! That
Well
was a
We went
good
shopping
one.
for 3 hours.
Yeah, we did. We did 3 hours of shopping.
We
Well,
did
shopping and
it.
roleplay, that was pretty good.
Yeah, healthy
Yeah,
roleplay
I enjoyed
session.
that a lot. That was fun.
Yeah.
I freaking love Golag. Shit.
I know, he's so funny.
I'm coming into my character.
We love it. We're here for it.
You gotta enchant it, but don't touch it.
I have
I thought that was really funny.
so much work to do now. Okay.
Yeah, I want a full book.
You're getting your book. You're all getting your documents that you
I
requested.
get $2.
Alright, I don't need anything. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, Golag's good.
I
Well,
just
okay.
need
Gola
Well,
can't read. He wants an
my stuff
audiobook.
written down, like my potions and my gauntlets were not on D&D Beyond. So.
Okay, just send me a message
Um,
on Discord, and I will get you those item cards.
Golag gets a document, it's just in binary. Ones, zeros.
All right, well, thank you very much for everybody who was watching, who was here tonight, who popped in and out. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. 23 episodes in, here's to hopefully a lot more. It's getting good. We are chugging along this story here, and I'm very excited to see what happens next. I don't know about you guys.
I'm so excited.
Sounds like we have a monster hunt planned for next, or some sort of dungeon maybe. We'll see.
Oh boy.
But all right, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. I will see you guys next time. Bye.